Naruto, starting the live broadcast to the ninja world. Hey! Look who's back for more adventures. We love having you here to continue this story that keeps us all awake. Important note, all of this is pure fiction, so don't try any techniques you hear here in real life. Your neighbor might call the cops. This amazing novel and all its rights belong to the original author. We're just the ones giving it voice and drama. Are you enjoying the show? Prove it by subscribing to our YouTube channel and leaving that like that motivates us so much. And if you want to support us and get VIP access to exclusive content, our Ko-Fi is waiting for you. Chapter 1 Live Broadcast. 57 years of Konoha 4 p.m. The live broadcast function of the other world has been turned on. Do you want to subscribe? At this moment, a system prompt sounded in the minds of everyone in the ninja world, whether they are commoners, ninjas, or daimyo. For a while, it caused quite a stir in the entire ninja world. Ninja world, who's talking? You scared me. My shit was broken. You have to compensate me for this intact shit. You have to compensate me. What's that sound? Is there something wrong? You interrupted me at the most critical moment. What is live streaming? How do I choose to subscribe? Who are you? What is your purpose? Can a beggar like me watch the live broadcast? Illusion. Solution, not only the ninja world, but even the Pure Land and Minato Namikaze in the belly of the god of death heard the prompt sound. This reminder was so concise and to the point that it made Minato, whose soul had returned to the Pure Land after being temporarily unsealed, a little confused. I'm dead, right? Why am I regaining consciousness? The system's electronic synthesized voice, devoid of any emotion, rang in his mind. If you choose to subscribe, starting tomorrow, you will have 1 to 3 hours of conscious time per month to watch the live broadcast of the other world. Different world. Minato frowned. He felt a little worried in his heart, which is a human instinct towards the unknown even though he is a dead man, but there are still people he cares about living in this world. Minato asked tentatively, a system, huh? If I choose to subscribe, will it have an impact on the ninja world? As soon as he finished speaking, a screen full of words appeared in front of Minato, all of which were introductions to the system and live broadcast. The more he looked, the silenter he became. People in the ninja world, Pure Land, and the moon can choose to subscribe and watch the live broadcast of people from another world? What does this moon mean? Does it mean that there are people on the moon? While asking the question, Minato chose to subscribe. The system is like a scumbag. It answers all questions before you subscribe, but disappears after you put on your pants. Minato smiled bitterly without getting an answer from the system, and his consciousness fell into sleep again. Ninja World, Konoha Village, Anbu. Itachi, judging from your appearance, you must have heard the reminder in your mind, right? Don't rush to subscribe. I just wanted to subscribe first and then slowly learn about the system information, but who knew that after I subscribed, the system disappeared directly. Now the information about the system depends on you. Itachi nodded seriously. Leave it to me. After a while Itachi's pupils suddenly contracted as if he saw something. Kakashi on the side asked, is there something wrong with this system? Itachi opened his mouth, but for a moment he didn't know how to explain. It was true that what he had just seen was too shocking. Itachi briefly organized his thoughts and explained to Kakashi, it's information about the world where the host is. There are no ninjas there, only ordinary people, but they have an energy that they don't even know about, called willpower. At this point, Itachi paused and continued, the power of will can create anything, even gods and Buddhas that only exist in myths. And everything in our ninja world, including history, is just a storybook in the host's world. The reason why it can exist is because of the power of will. Kakashi, who had been indifferent at first, was stunned for a moment after hearing this, and then said in disbelief, are you saying that this ninja world where we have lived since we were young, including those flesh and blood people, is just a story, or was it created by a force of energy? How is this possible? This was really hard for him to believe. Kakashi looked at his hands in a trance. If all this is true, then the people in the anchor world are our creators, right? Itachi moved his gaze back and then looked down. When he saw a certain place, he said, yes, the introduction said that they are the creators of our ninja world. Having said that, Itachi quickly read the rest of the introduction, as if he was afraid that the system would run away, and chose to subscribe without hesitation. He clenched his fists tightly. The live broadcast from the creator's world might help him find a way to prevent the family coup when Shisu was around. He and Shisu went from easing the relationship between the family and the village to wanting to prevent a family coup after Shisu's death. It became him alone who wanted to stop the family coup. He was the only one fighting alone, but he could not see any hope at all. No one could understand his powerlessness at this moment. All he could see was the silence of the village leaders, the hatred of the villagers, and the arrogant faces of the tribesmen. So what if the family coup succeeds? From the daimyo to the common people in the land of fire, how many people would approve of Uchiha as the Hokage? The next day soon came. In the afternoon, 3:55 Shien's Higawa Sound Ninja Village Kimimaro. Did you see the two? Yes. Lord Orochimaru. A screen also appeared in front of me. Orochimaru licked his lips, stared at the screen in front of him with his pupils gradually dilated, and laughed in a hoarse voice. Hey, a live broadcast from another world? How interesting, he ordered. Kimimaro, go find Kabuto and ask him to write down everything he saw from the live broadcast today. Maybe there will be the information we need. Yes. Lord Orochimaru. Kimimaro didn't care about the screen blocking his eyes. He bowed and stepped back, walking quickly in the direction of Kabuto Yakashi. At the same time, a white-haired woman looked sad. Looking closely, there were tears in the corners of her eyes. Kaguya looked towards the ninja world, but the screen in front of her blocked her view. Her brewing emotions were simply suppressed. Kaguya frowned and sat down with an uncomfortable look on her face. She stared at the screen obediently and murmured in grievance, "Black Zetsu, I don't want to stay on the moon for a moment." What she didn't know was that the white horizontal bar above the screen and the nail-like button on the side were used to move the direction of the screen and fix it. After a moment, a white light lit up in the lower right corner of the screen, drawing her attention back. A handsome young man who looked no more than 17 or 18 years old appeared there at this time. Qiu Li was sitting in front of the computer desk, looking at the little beast in the air with a confused look. I had promised to do it quickly and without any hesitation. And I thought there was nothing wrong with live streaming, but when it came to turning on the camera, Qiu Li was still a little at a loss. The little beast was only the size of an adult's palm. It was completely black, with two small horns on its forehead and a pair of small black wings behind it. It looked like a little devil. Fortunately, only subscribers and hosts can see it, otherwise it would definitely cause unrest in the world that believes in science. A voice came from the screen. Dabe, what should I do next? Dabe flew to the dining table, pulled out the plastic fork stuck on the small cake and made a charging gesture. Go ahead, host. Show them a talent first. How about dancing to Paradise? It is hard for people in the ninja world to imagine this little beast. Are you sure it's the very cool system from yesterday? Qiu Li answered promptly and clearly. I cannot dance. Dabe threw away the fork, touched his chin with his paw, and looked like he was thinking, it's not unacceptable to jump into the laser rain. This doesn't require any skills. Qiu Li's face turned dark. Dabe, if you continue to be naughty, I won't help you with the live broadcast. Chapter 2 Short video from modern times. If Dabe was not Tongzi, who had grown up with him and had a deep relationship with him, he would never have agreed to help it with the live broadcast mission. He really doesn't like the feeling of being noticed now. He doesn't even know who he is broadcasting to. He just knows that they are not from this world. Dabe said to keep it a secret for now and tell him when the time is right. It was precisely because of his social phobia that Dabe didn't even turn on the barrage function, causing people watching the live broadcast to only discuss the content of the live broadcast offline. Of course, this is what Dabe told him. As for whether Dabe has other purposes, Qiu Li is not sure. Geese, I'm just kidding. You can do whatever you want during the live broadcast. They are not picky. Host, don't be nervous. They are a very harmonious group of people. Qiu Li nodded and took out her phone. Then I can watch short videos on my phone during the live broadcast. It's less than 3 hours anyway, so it will pass quickly. Kaguya watched as the handsome young man took out his cell phone, and the entire screen lit up. The language translated by the system allowed her to easily understand what they had just said. Kaguya fell into deep thought, analyzing the situation in her mind. Looking at the screen in front of her, she suddenly realized, so your name is mobile phone. The young man in the lower right corner of the screen tapped twice on the rectangular object in his hand, and subtitles soon appeared on the screen. I still don't have the courage to finish watching the series of Street Challenge. On a crowded street, randomly pick a stranger and call him husband 10 times. Then, a young man with a crew cut and a bitter face appeared on the screen. Family members, this task is too difficult. I won't get beaten, right, Kaguya? She simply couldn't imagine that scene. Okay. For the sake of my family's hearts and attention, I will take the risk of getting beaten and challenge this task today. Baymax's voice came from the bottom right corner of the screen, and even Kaguya could hear the devastation in its owner's tone. Host, why do you want to watch this kind of video again? Aren't you an anime fan? Go watch anime clips. The handsome young man took a deep breath, mustered up his courage, and looked determined. I think watching this kind of video can sharpen my courage and make my character more resilient. What doesn't defeat me will eventually make me stronger. This middle school host, white smoke began to come out of Dabe's head. He tilted his head and stuck out his tongue. Abba Abba. In the video, the young man with a short haircut came to the busy intersection, looked around, and chose a kind-looking man who looked to be in his 40s. The young man's eyes lit up. This was a rare opportunity. He ran over and shouted, "Husband!" People around looked towards the source of the sound with strange eyes, including that uncle. "Husband! Husband!" The uncle stopped and watched the show while trying not to laugh. "Today is really interesting. I met such a bold gay on the street. I must tell my wife about it when I go home tonight. Husband! Husband! Please wait for me." The uncle saw the young man with a crew cut running towards him. He looked around and saw that the people around him were looking at him strangely, and many of them had their cell phones out to take photos or videos. The uncle's mouth twitched, and he quickly trotted to the side, indicating that although this person was running towards him, it had nothing to do with him. "Husband! Husband! Say something! Husband! Don't ignore me!" When the uncle saw the young man running towards him again, the smile on his face, which had not yet completely disappeared, began to become stiff. Little by little the sound was so loud that even the traffic policeman directing traffic in the middle of the road looked over. The uncle saw the young man running closer and closer, and he was horrified. "Don't come over here. I don't even know you. What kind of bad luck is this today? How could he have such bad luck as being mistaken for a gay?" The young man with a crew cut chased after her while shouting, "Husband! Don't run away, husband!" The uncle didn't cry until he had no more room to retreat. "Don't do this, please." Watching the video on the screen gives one a strong sense of immersion, making Kaguya feel as if she is the one being watched by everyone. Kaguya's face flushed with embarrassment. Tiny beads of sweat kept appearing on the tip of her nose. She pressed her face against her thighs, hugged her calves tightly with both hands, and scratched the surface of the moon with her toes. She closed her eyes, but the screen still appeared in her mind. She covered her ears, but the sound still came into her ears. She was so embarrassed and socially devastated that she felt desperate. "Turn it off. Turn it off now. I don't want any more free time." Unfortunately, the screen was not voice-controlled, so no matter how much she begged for mercy, it was useless. Pure Land. Madara clenched his fist, then unclenched it, then clenched his fist again, then unclenched it again. Veins popped out on his forehead, and his face was dark. "I am already so old. Why would I commit such a sin for the less than 3 hours of consciousness I regain each month?" On the other side, Hoshirama shook his head frantically, trying to get rid of the image in his mind. Kushina clutched her head tightly. "This damn sense of immersion. Minato. Where are you? Help me. Help me." Muai Village. Naruto tried his best to tilt his head back, but the screen did not let him go and kept appearing in front of him. "Ah. Don't show me anything like that again." Naruto held his head and rolled around on the bed in anxiety and the Anbu. At this moment Kakashi stared with dead eyes. Speechless. Itachi had a wooden face. The two of them stared at each other. The atmosphere was silent for a moment, and Kakashi asked with difficulty, "Is this the race that can create gods?" Itachi's toes gradually relaxed and he closed his eyes, hiding the disappointment in them. The fact that the screen can be seen by everyone in the ninja world proves how powerful it is. The system introduction may not be false, but it must be different from what he had thought before. Don't be impatient. There must be hope. This is the world of the creator. The lower right corner of the screen. At this moment Dabe in mid-air put on a mask of pain. It looked distressed. "Host, has your courage been tempered?" Qiu Li calmed down and said solemnly, "Growth is always invisible and intangible, and needs to be improved slowly." Dabe threatened fiercely, "Host, if you watch this kind of video again, I will hang myself at your doorstep with your shoelaces." Qiu Li looked disappointed and lowered his head. "Okay, then I won't watch it." He originally wanted to watch the blogger's next video. Challenge, on a crowded bus. Say loudly, "Let me see which child is sitting the most upright." It's a pity that you can't watch it now. Every time Bebe shows this embarrassed and uncomfortable little expression, it's so cute. In fact, he could guess that these videos were basically performed by hired agents. After all, if one thing is not done properly, it can easily lead to civil disputes. Their most important goal is to accumulate fans, run advertisements, or do live streaming to sell goods. If their account is blocked because of such things, it would be a waste of time and effort. So when he was watching the video, he was not as embarrassed as Dabe. Dabe went crazy, but when it saw Qiu Li's lost look, it finally compromised. "Oh. Forget it. Just look. Just look. I don't care about you anymore." Qiu Li was about to speak when the phone beeped. Ding dong. Chapter 3 Ninja Shura. A message pops up in a prompt box. Qiu Songayan, Ali, I just ordered some crayfish for you. The takeaway will be here soon. Remember to eat on time. Don't forget to go out more often and see the sunshine. Qiu Li simply ignored it. His mother Li Muai once told him that when she was pregnant with him, she found out that Qiu Songayan was married. Although Qiu Songayan divorced his original wife for her, she would never forgive Qiu Songayan. It was not until Li Muai discovered that she had cancer that she took the initiative to find Qiu Songayan and meet him. It's just to go through the custody change procedures for Qiu Li. After Li Muai passed away, Qiu Li did not go to high school and kept himself locked up at home, going out very few times. Shien's Higuro Kabuto looked at Orochimaru in front of him and asked, Lord Orochimaru, do you still need the information I just recorded? The corners of Orochimaru's mouth twitched unconsciously, and his toes subconsciously scratched his shoes. Cow. Don't remember information like this that is useless to us? Dao breathed a sigh of relief and nodded in agreement. At this moment, the image on the screen refreshed and 4 large words appeared on it. Ninja Shuro. Seeing this, everyone in the ninja world was shocked. Here it comes. An intelligence video about their world. Who hasn't heard of Hoshirama Senju and Madara Uchiha? He is the god of ninja and the Shura of the ninja world. Even many civilians know these two people, but how well do you know it? Sorry, these two are just legends. Most people in the ninja world have never seen them, and they don't even know whether their strength is as strong as the rumors say. Uchiha Clan Land. Today is the first day of the live broadcast, and it is a rare occasion that Fugaku does not go to the police force. He sat cross-legged in the living room and looked at his youngest son, Sasuke. Watch carefully, this is the most powerful ninja in the history of our Uchiha clan. You should imitate Madara-sama more and work hard to become a ninja like him. Looking at Fugaku's serious expression, Sasuke swallowed nervously. Yes, father. Fugaku shook his head slightly and couldn't help but sigh. If Sasuke had half the talent Itachi had, he would be very happy. This youngest son took a long time to learn the great fireball technique. Although it cannot be said that he had poor talent, because of Itachi's example, he was still a little disappointed with the talent shown by Sasuke. But that's not to say there's nothing he admires about Sasuke. For example, hard training, strong character, and obedience, especially the last point, which perfectly made up for the regret that Itachi brought him in the past few years. It's not that he didn't try to persuade Itachi, but unfortunately Itachi didn't agree with him. Many members of the tribe have always believed that the village leaders and those ignorant villagers are afraid of their Uchiha Sharingan, so they exclude them. At the same time, Country of Earth when Unoki heard the name Madara, his face couldn't help but twitch, recalling my childhood. The second-generation teacher whom I admired very much was beaten by Uchiha Madara without any chance to fight back. Zio organization. Any information about the masked man? Pain's pair of reincarnation eyes, which were glowing with a faint purple light, were staring at the screen with great interest. He is the child of destiny who can change the ninja world as described by Master Jiraiya. He has also awakened the Rinnegan. No one knows who is stronger, him or the masked man. Hopefully, this live broadcast from the creator's world can give him the answer. This will determine his attitude towards the masked man in the future. Pure Land. Madara crossed his arms across his chest and said disdainfully, is this live broadcast going to expose my information? Humph. So what? Except for Hoshirama, everyone in the ninja world is a bunch of chickens and dogs in his eyes. What does it matter if they know his information, as long as Nagato uses the reincarnation technique to resurrect him? No one in the ninja world can stop him. Despite this, a hint of interest was still piqued in Madara's heart. This is the first time that I have seen information about people in the ninja world from a live broadcast. In addition to him, there will definitely be information about other ninjas later. Maybe there are also some from Hoshirama. Next moment a photo appeared on the screen. This photo was so shocking that it directly refreshed the cognition of everyone in the ninja world and almost made everyone gasp. Is this the legendary Shura of the ninja world? Madara looked at himself on the screen. Wearing a maid outfit with a curvy figure. What about exposing my intelligence? Shouldn't it be exposing my strength? Before Madara could get angry, the photo on the screen flipped over. Uniform with black spots, baseball uniform spots. There are even wedding dress spots. Lower right corner of the screen. Qiu Li clicked in the comment section. The comment with the most likes, go to work. The second comment, class beauty. The third comment, the Madara in Hoshirama's eyes. Qiu Li couldn't help but twitch the corner of his mouth. Everyone in the ninja world is full of questions. Kyuubi covered the fox's mouth with one of his tails. Puff. Country of Earth. Puff. Unoki spat out a mouthful of tea. For some reason, the psychological trauma he felt towards Madara suddenly faded. A lot. Konoha Saratobi Hirozen, Shimura Danzo. Question mark. Uchiha clanland Fugaku's expression at this moment was more serious than usual. Sasuke. You better stop learning from Madara-sama. Little Sasuke was a little confused. He thought that the lady his father talked about was very beautiful. Naruto couldn't help but let out a wow. What a beautiful sister. Is she the Shura of the ninja world? On the moon, Kaguya rolled her eyes. He pondered, will Indra also be reincarnated as a girl? Even she can't see through the screen, so there's no point in lying to her. There was obvious sadness in Kaguya's eyes. The one who took my chakra away. At this point, she paused. Granddaughter, Pure Land. Uchiha Tajima angrily scolded the screen in front of him. This is ridiculous. Madara is a boy. Izuna was furious as she looked at the sexy beauty in uniform on the screen. How could Nisan become Nei-chan? If you want to make it up, make it more reasonable, right? The people in your world are too much, but as a person who had died a long time ago, Izuna could do nothing at this moment. I could only watch my elder brother being slandered and was unable to help clarify the matter. It's all that damned Senju Tobira's fault. The other side. Hashirama's eyes widened as he looked at Madara in women's clothing on the screen. His heart couldn't calm down for a long time. He would never make a mistake. Not to mention that Madara was wearing women's clothes. He would be able to recognize him even if he turned into ashes. Hashirama said in disbelief. This can't be true. The motor. Oh. That's right. Madara pees while standing. How could he be a girl? Hashirama looked at the screen in front of him and felt indignant for his good brother. Aren't you spreading rumors? With Madara's temper, he must be very angry when he sees these photos that spread rumors about him. Right. Fortunately, he was smart and reacted quickly enough. If it was any later, Madara would become the white moonlight that he would never let go of. And over there in the doorway, Tobirama looked as if he was almost blind. Uchiha Madara is a woman. He lost his mind and was so excited that he was incoherent. No. It doesn't have to be a woman. He could be a man dressed as a woman. He came to this conclusion, on the one hand, because he believed that the photos from the creator's world would not deceive him. On the other hand, he suspected that this could also be some evil ninjutsu developed by the Uchiha clan. Humph. Evil Uchiha Izuna. Scheming Uchiha Hamada. No wonder Big Brother showed mercy to you so many times. You must have secretly dressed up as a woman to show Big Brother. Chapter 4. He is not the real Uchiha Madara. After saying this angrily, he thought of the comment just now. The spot in Hashirama's eyes. Tobirama sighed quietly. Brother, your thinking is too advanced. Besides, this is too unfair to my sister-in-law. Although he couldn't accept it for the time being, let's not talk about it. Uchiha Madara's appearance really threatens my sister-in-law. Rain Country. Nagato turned and said to Konan, looks like we need to be on guard against the masked man. Konan nodded seriously. That's right, that masked man has been lying to us all along. His figure isn't that curvy. He's not the real Uchiha Madara at all. Nagato, in the Pure Land Madara, who was full of murderous intent, was furious for a long time. Finally he staggered and collapsed to the ground when he thought that these photos had been seen by people from the entire ninja world, including the Pure Land. He felt his scalp tingling. Don't let me know who took these photos. I will definitely kill you. Lower right corner of the screen. Qiu Li clicked on the blogger's homepage and found out that this person specializes in making spoof videos and pictures of Naruto. As an anime fan, his favorite is Naruto because he watches it so often. At least 3 or 4 of the 10 videos recommended to him by Big Data are edited videos of Naruto. He casually clicked on the follow button and then clicked on a very popular video. Subtitles appeared on the screen. Kakashi lacks blue, divine space. The masked man. Ibito snorted. Waste. Pure Land. When Nahor Lin saw a familiar name appear on the screen, she finally recovered from the shock. Her eyes were dim. Kakashi. Under the circumstances at that time, only those who survived suffered the most, but she chose to die in Kakashi's hands. At that time, if there wasn't something in her heart that kept restraining her from hurting herself, she would definitely choose to commit suicide instead of dying at Kakashi's hands. Lin put her hands together and prayed, I hope you can get over your grief as soon as possible and start your new life, Kakashi. On screen Kakashi was panting, looking at the group of mist ninjas in front of him. Without any intention of retreating in his eyes, Rin, I promised Ibito that I would protect you. Arcs of electricity began to flash in his hands, 1,000 birds chirped, and he charged towards the Mist-Hidden clan without fear. The next moment, Nahara Rin leaped up, stood in front of the Karigakure, and rushed towards Kakashi's Chidori Konoha. Dark. Kakashi's heart ached and he slowly closed his eyes. Itachi sighed. These are all tragedies caused by war. Divine Space. Ibito was silent for a moment, then sneered, how, although I didn't see it with my own eyes, I know that Rin took the initiative to run into Chidori. The person you love most died at the hands of your best friend. Is there any reality more despairing than this? He couldn't forgive Kakashi because Kakashi promised him that he would protect Lin, but Lin still died, so in his eyes, Kakashi was a loser who didn't keep his promise. Rin's death made Obito suddenly understand the truth about the ninja world. Kakashi wanted to save Rin, but he still killed her. Rin didn't want to die, but for Konoha, she chose to die at Kakashi's hands. Those who don't want to kill others, kill them. Those who don't want to die, die. Forcing people to kill, forcing people to die, forcing fellow villagers to kill each other. This desperate world is hell. Everyone is like a puppet, so fake. So, he wanted to create a beautiful, real new world. The eye of the moon can fulfill everyone's wishes, and everyone's deepest desires will be satisfied. That is a world of eternal peace. But right now those photos of Madara wearing women's clothing successfully disrupted his plans. Now his mind was in a mess, and he had no idea how to proceed with the next plan because of Madara's photo. It was hard for Nagato to trust him anymore. Although the plan to capture the tailed beast will not be affected, it is out of his control. Obito's face was gloomy. Madara, you old man didn't even tell me something as important as your true gender, and you let me walk around the ninja world with your name. Changing gender to this extent is difficult to do with ordinary ninjutsu. Apart from the bloodline limit, only the ability of the eyes of mind reflection can do it easily. There are all kinds of birds in a big forest, and if you live long enough, you can see everything. The Mangekyou Sharingan can actually awaken even the eye technique of changing gender. Because of Madara, it was the first time that Obito felt inferior for possessing the Uchiha Mangekyou. Obito looked up at the screen as he watched Chidori getting closer and closer to Lin's chest. His eyes were bloodshot, but when he saw that Kakashi's Chidori gradually dissipated because he had no chakra, and the claw reached towards Lin's chest, Obito stood up directly, his eyes bloodshot. No, he roared angrily. In the divine power space, you even made up rumors about a dead person. Don't you think you've gone too far? Dark Itachi looked at Kakashi with a strange expression. So, Uchiha Madara is not a woman, and the live video on the screen is fake. Kakashi didn't hold back his expression, looking embarrassed. Itachi, thank you for your trust. Although the situation in the video is consistent with the situation at that time, but my Chidori did not disappear, Itachi mused. It seems that the video on the screen is not completely unreliable. At least the situation at that time is consistent. Pure Land Lin opened her mouth slightly, staring at the scene in amazement, and a puff of hot air floated out from the spirit's head. This is too much? This is something that never happened. No matter how gentle her temper was, she was a little angry at this moment. He was happily eating the melon of Shura of the ninja world in the previous second, but in the next second he was eating it himself on the other side. Minato Namikaze scratched his head. This must be fake, right? This should and maybe are enough to prove that its owner is not very sure and over there on Ben. After watching this video, the anger in my heart dissipated a little. How could he not know how Lin died? Now that Obito was with him and suffering, he felt much better. Lower right corner of the screen, Dabe looked at Qiu Li looking for a video that interested her, and seemed to be hesitant to speak. Qiu Li doesn't know that the ninja world really exists, but it knows Rin is a good girl. But now the whole ninja world has seen her being attacked by Kakashi, and that happened. How can she be allowed to be a ghost in the future? But we can't blame the host for this. It was the one that said any live broadcast is allowed, so this is its fault. Just as it was thinking about this, subtitles appeared on the screen again. Forgive me, Sassy. When he saw Sasuke, Dabe knew that this was definitely not a serious video. It had seen one before after the brothers' battle. Itachi jabbed 2 fingers into Sasuke's nostrils on screen. Uchiha Itachi gives people the feeling that he may die at any time. Itachi took one step at a time, staggering towards the young Sasuke, and slowly stretched out his 2 fingers. Dark Kakashi glanced at the screen, then looked at Itachi beside him, wondering what he was thinking. Is this what's happening in the future? Itachi's pupils trembled violently. Chapter 5 Prank. Itachi noticed the gaze and turned to look at Kakashi, who was staring at him. He knew that the other party was suspicious because of his rebel forward protector on the screen. Ninjas like them would never make hasty decisions and would always think carefully before making any decision. Itachi explained with difficulty, after the live broadcast, I will go to the Hokage to explain it clearly. Kakashi nodded slightly. You are my subordinate and an excellent Konoha ninja. No matter what, I believe you will not betray Konoha. As an Anbu of Konoha, Kakashi knew what to ask and what not to ask. Knowing too much would not do him any good. Itachi will explain this to Hokage-sama, and the amount of information is already more than enough. Hokage's office. Sarutobi Hiruzen took a puff of his pipe. Utatane Kahoru was surprised and said, this is incredible. I actually saw an adult Uchiha Itachi on the screen? In other words, this is something that will happen in the future. Can we really see the future from live broadcasts? Midamanen at the side said, From the video on the screen, Uchiha Itachi will become a traitor to the village in the future, which means that the Uchiha clan's coup should have failed. Then he added, although the photos and videos on the screen seem unreliable, according to Kakashi's mission report, the information revealed by the live broadcast still has a certain degree of truth in it. Sarutobi Hiruzen shook his head. I believe Itachi. He will not follow the Uchiha clan in a coup. Having said that, he couldn't help but analyze the various possibilities of Itachi betraying the village in his mind. For example, the Uchiha clan's coup failed, and some powerful Uchiha members, including Itachi, escaped from Konoha and became rebel ninja. But if that's the case, why would the grown-up Sasuke fight with Itachi? Could it be that little Sasuke was left in the village because he failed to escape, and the village did not hold the Uchiha survivors accountable, making the Uchiha people grateful to the village? Sasuke, who grew up in such an environment, was deeply baptized by the will of fire. For the sake of the stability of the village, he wanted to kill his own relatives and help the village hunt down the Uchiha clan rebels who often came to Konoha for revenge. Although it's not very reliable, but it's just not reliable. Sarutobi Hiruzen shook his head and dismissed this unreliable idea. The Uchiha clan, who are so proud, will not run away. The follow-up to the video may give him the answer. Thinking of this, Sarutobi Hiruzen stared at the screen in the video. Itachi walked up to Sasuke and touched his forehead with his hand. Forgive me, Sassy. This is the most, In the video, Sasuke's head was poked off by Itachi's 2 fingers. Blood spurted 3 feet high from Sasuke's headless neck. And Itachi in front of him was stunned. Konoha and Itachi, Kakashi, this is not a serious video. Sarutobi Hiruzen, Pure Land Izune touched her neck subconsciously. This younger generation whose head was poked off looks like him. The sense of immersion is very strong. Uchiha clan land. Sasuke was struck by lightning. He trembled and hugged himself in fear with tears in his eyes. He said, Dao-san. Will Nisan kill me? I will never let Nisan touch my forehead again. Woo woo, Fugaku. This video contains a lot of information. The scene where Itachi poked Sasuke's head off seemed pure nonsense to him. Fugaku had mixed feelings despite this. He still guessed a lot of information about the future. He stood at a different angle from the others, and Itachi was his most beloved son. No one knew Itachi better than him, so naturally he saw more than anyone else. After seeing that Itachi would defect from Konoha in the future, Fugaku was certain without even thinking about it the Uchiha coup failed. There are many ninja clans in Konoha village, and they are all very powerful. If there were no Nine Tails to restrain them, the Uchiha would definitely not be able to defeat the village. After seeing the Uchiha and Konoha ninjas fighting each other, Itachi finally chose to help the village and took action against his own people. Perhaps, this was a condition that Itachi and the village had agreed upon long ago, that Itachi would help the village suppress the rebellion, and the village would spare the Uchiha remnants and Sasuke's left after the situation has gone. Didn't he and Mikado also die at Itachi's hands? That's why Sasuke went to seek revenge on Itachi. The endless revenge between ninjas seems like a curse of fate. Rather than letting his parents be killed by the ninjas in the village, it is better for him to bear all the pain himself, which is better than planting a seed of hatred in his heart. Which choice would be more painful, making an enemy who killed your parents, or bearing all the pain yourself? Fugaku couldn't think of an answer for a moment. He clenched his fists, although he had already prepared for the worst when the Uchiha decided to launch a coup. But the result, he can't accept it. If the coup fails, it would be better for him and Mikado to commit suicide than to let their 2 children bear the curse of this fate. As a father, how could he feel good when he saw his second son beating his eldest son like this? Sasuke, please go back to the house. Your mother and I have something to discuss. At this moment, Fugaku suddenly sorted out many of his thoughts. He absolutely cannot let this tragedy happen. Oh, Sasuke sniffed. Still not recovering from the shock he felt aggrieved when he thought about being killed by Nisan in the future. He didn't even know why he was fighting Nisan when he was almost at the door of the room. The little head suddenly raised up. Wait? Fighting Nisan? How could I possibly beat Nisan? And beat him like that? The screen starts playing the next video, another graphic spoof video. First slide, bald Hinata. This photo scared Hinata to tears, whose face was full of surprise, whereas my cute and gentle Ina-chan, Niji looked disgusted. Hinata Rizu, Atsatsuki Tonari, this is probably what it feels like to be heartbroken. The second one, Sumida Hinata's head. Kisame's face. Little Hinata suffered a second critical blow and cried at home, gasping for breath. Zio Hanabi quickly went forward to comfort one Chan, who is crying because of her ugliness. Rain Country Tendo Pain's original expressionless face revealed a bit of weirdness at this moment. Isn't this Kisame's face? Ziadanen covered her mouth and laughed. Scorpion's face was expressionless. Boring. Kisame stared at the screen with murderous intent in his eyes. Third Thunder Sakura, the fourth Raikage with pink hair and wearing a bra. From its characteristics, one can clearly see the shadows of Sakura and the fourth generation AI Sakura, Hiruno Mibuki, Hiruno Zhao. Little Naruto looked conflicted. Is this what Sakura will look like when she grows up? Unine Villager. You bastard. The fourth Raikage smashed the desk in front of him with one punch. Kirabi was stunned. Yo, eight-tailed Ashiki. B, did you see that? That's your big brother. Ho ha ho ha. Daru held his face tightly with his palms. You can't laugh. This is the Raikage. You absolutely cannot laugh. Now most of the ninjas in the ninja world began to tremble with fear, and there were very few people who gloated over other people's misfortune, because no one knew how many spoof photos were in this video. This was a live broadcast of the entire ninja world. It was simply a public execution. What if this fire burns me? Wouldn't it be too early to laugh? After seeing these 3 photos, most people in the ninja world also reacted. Chapter 6 Derivative Stories. That is to say, those previous photos of Uchiha Madara were also fake. Right, that's true, but why do you look so disappointed? I didn't believe that the Shura of the ninja world was a woman. I don't believe it either. I am even skeptical about the system's introduction to the other world. You're still doubting it? This is totally fake, right? How could the ninja world be created by a group of ordinary people using their willpower? And it's just a story. That's right. I would rather believe that people from another world can predict the future of the ninja world than believe that a flesh and blood person like me is just a supporting role in a story. Madara in the Pure Land breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, the live broadcast destroyed his own house and cleared his name. Chiao sat in Feng Ying's office, pointing at Lei Ying's photo and laughing as for being so gloating. Isn't she afraid that she will laugh too early? Chiao is really not afraid. She is so old now. She has long since let go of all this. On screen a fourth photo appears. Swimsuit Chiao. Chiao's body trembled and her laughter stopped abruptly. Abizo, Luoshak, Scorpion, Grandma. You have always maintained a young mentality. Short Book Street. When Tsunade saw her old rival in a swimsuit, she couldn't help laughing out loud. Fifth Water Style. Kisame in the photo. Kisame has puffed up his cheeks, tightly closed his lips, and tilted his head slightly back, revealing 2 big nostrils, making his entire face look big and round. Water Country. Karigakure. This Kisame is so ugly and cute. Madarumi had crow's feet at the corners of her eyes from laughing. The 6th Dog Llama. The explosiveness of this photo is no less than that of the photo of a woman in women's clothing. It's a dog that looks very much like Ninetales. Uzumaki, Miro and Kushina were hit on the funny bone and their defenses were broken. Kushina in particular was lying on the ground, holding her stomach with her hands, and she couldn't stop laughing. Ha 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 ha. Nine-tailed Fox. This dog llama looks like you. Sand Hidden Village. Gar covered his ears hard and shouted impatiently, stop laughing. Ha ha ha, you little brat. What do you care whether I laugh or not? I'm laughing. Ho ha ho ha. The Nine-Tails likes to use tails to classify the strength of the tailed beasts, and the one-tailed Shukaku is naturally the one who dislikes the Nine-Tails the most. Now I see the dog llama, and its laugh is the loudest. Sealed space. The 9 tails of the 9-tailed key were flying around randomly. At this time there was a knock on the door on the screen lower right corner of the screen. Qiu Li got up and walked to the door to pick up the takeaway, a very big box. The barbecue restaurant is right at the entrance of the community, and the food delivery is quite fast. Dabe, it's time to eat. Qiu Li tried to resist, asking Chu Songyan to return the takeaway and even not opening the door to pick up the food. If you don't pick up the food, Chu Songyan will come and deliver it personally. If he didn't open the door for him, he would ask the locksmith to come to Qiu Li's house to open the door. Chu Songyan owns a hotel and has different kinds of dinner delivered to him every night. The prices are not cheap. After throwing it away a few times, Qiu Li felt a little distressed and a little bit of guilt. What a waste of food in the past, no matter how bad the food Li Muaya cooked was. He would eat up all the food in his bowl. He really wanted to stay away from Chu Songyan. Li Muaya is very innocent, but Chu Songyan's original wife is equally innocent. Qiu Li wanted to stay away from this kind of scumbag, even if he was his biological father. Who knows, in Chu Songyan's heart, will he also be the one who can be replaced at any time? Of course, Chu Songyan is not without his merits. He was very self-aware and knew that Qiu Li was annoyed with him. If there was nothing important, he would not disturb Qiu Li. Qiu Li put the takeaway box on the dining table and turned to go into the house to get her cell phone. Dabe couldn't wait to open the lid. Wow! It smells so good. Dabe's eyes lit up and his mouth watered. As a tangible system, it will not feel hungry even if it does not eat. The reason why it eats every day is purely because it is greedy. As for how greedy you are, It secretly showed off a few sips of the unused cat litter at Qiu Li's house when Qiu Li returned to the dining table with her cell phone and sat down. Dabi had already picked up a crayfish and started eating it. Qiu Li is like this every time she eats. I like reading novels or listening to music not only when eating, but also when washing clothes, cleaning, and even going out. Qiu Li has to put earphones in her ears. Everyone in the ninja world breathed a sigh of relief when they saw the screen image being cut away. The photo is funny, but I'm afraid I'll become the laughingstock of someone who is publicly executed on screen. The keywords on the e-bookstore surprised many people. Naruto, Konoha's, all the worlds, starting from Naruto. What are these books? Why are they all about Konoha village and the Hokage? Isn't it said that our world is just a storybook of the host's world? Could these be derivative stories? Do these derived stories really exist in other worlds? This is incredible. I didn't expect that the ninja world would have a spin-off story. This anchor must be from a wealthy family, right? He even has servants to serve him dinner. Lower right corner of the screen, Qiu Li flipped through the book and found the book titled Naruto, The Immortal Emperor Comes to the Ninja World. I clicked into the details page and found that this is a book with 0 negative reviews, although there are only a dozen reviews. 5-star recommendation from a 10-year-old reader. This is a good work worth reading all night, and it is the best fan fiction I have ever read. 5-star recommendation. It's so good, it made me cry. It's so well written. 5-star recommendation. Both the character design and the plot are very cleverly designed. This is a very good and refreshing novel. He flipped through it and found similar comments everywhere. After the young Qiu Li turned on the audiobook function, he put his phone aside. Ninja World, The Immortal Emperor has descended upon the ninja world. When they saw the title of the book, everyone in the ninja world was shocked. The story begins the battle between gods and demons. The protagonist Xiao Fan was ambushed, seriously injured and on the verge of death, feeling unwilling to accept the consequences. Thinking of me, Xiao Fan, I don't know how many hardships I went through before I broke through to the Immortal Emperor realm. I never thought that I would be betrayed and attacked by my own Taoist partner today. Am I going to perish in this great war between gods and demons? Next, there is a long introduction. What kind of immortality is there in the realm of the Immortal Emperor? With just one strike, no grass will grow within 1,000,000 miles. What is thousands of miles away? Just one thought can kill people invisibly. Just one look can make people explode. This introduction left everyone in the ninja world stunned. This kind of powerful ability is simply unheard of. Immortal, hiss from such a long distance, you can kill someone with just your thoughts. This Immortal Emperor Xiao Fan, although his name is strange, his strength is terrifying. He can destroy an area of 1,000,000 miles with just one strike. Hoshirama's eyes almost popped out of his head. Is this the immortal created by the creator world? He can kill the enemy instantly with just a glance? So cool. I want it so much. Minato also widened his eyes and said blankly, wow, so amazing. Madara frowned. Is this Immortal Emperor so powerful? Chapter 7 Sisters. From this perspective, even if he became the Ten-Tails Jinchuriki, he would still be no match for Xiao Fan. If Xiao Fan descends upon that ninja world, wouldn't it affect the Moon Eye project of that ninja world? It seems that me in the other world must have failed. Konoha Hokage's office. Sarutobi Hirozen took a puff of his pipe and said, why are all of them related to Konoha? Won't this expose the information of Konoha ninjas? Yuta Tenkaharu was also worried. If it is really exposed, it will be bad. If the information of a Konoha ninja is exposed, when he leaves the village to perform a mission, he may be deliberately targeted by ninjas from the enemy village or traitorous ninjas. Based on the information they have obtained a moment later, the story on the screen has finally been laid out. Xiao Fan was killed by someone, and his soul floated to the ninja world and was reborn as a 13-year-old boy. Next, there is a description of the boy's appearance. The description of nearly 300 words can be summed up in one sentence. Although he is only 13 years old, he is a handsome boy. Short book. Street inside a tavern. Tsunade pouted. Everything Jiraiya wrote was better than this. Shizune beside her nodded vigorously and agreed. Yeah, Master Jiraiya's perseverance ninjutsu is very inspiring. Tsunade looked at her with a puzzled look on her face. Kenai Ninden? What is Kenai Ninden? Silent. The story on the screen continues. The place where Xiao Fan was reborn was called Duant Street, and he had an idea. I don't know if Tsunade is here. He first went to the casino and managed to run into Tsunade and Shizune by betting in the opposite direction. I won a lot of money from this big fat sheep. In the evening, I ran into Tsunade again in a tavern. Lower right corner of the screen. When Qiu Li heard this, he realized that things were not as simple as he had imagined, especially the way Xiao Fan addressed Tsunade. He calls her sister Tsunade all the time. The words you say can be as corny as possible. This character's character is ruined, just couldn't see it. Needless to say, he was deceived by the good reviews of the book. Qiu Li looked at his hands covered in oil and the corners of his mouth twitched. Forget it. Just keep listening. It's just a waste of time. I'll remove this novel from the bookshelf after I finish eating and wash my hands. Short Book Street. Shizune looked adoring, as expected of you, Lady Tsunade. Even a figure like the immortal emperor has to call you sister. Lady Tsunade must be very popular in the other world. It can be seen that they all like and respect you, especially the author of this book. Tsunade took a sip of wine and looked a little tipsy. She suppressed her pride and raised her eyebrows, saying, that being said, our position has been exposed. It looks like we have to leave Tancho Street for a while. Just as Tsunade and Shizune got up and left the tavern, the development of the story on the screen once again refreshed people's cognition. Jiraiya thought he had heard it wrong. What the hell? On the first day she called me sister, and on the second day she called me sister Tsunade? And there was physical contact? It developed so fast. Jealousy has distorted Jiraiya beyond recognition. Ninja World. What? Is Princess Tsunade from Konoha so easy to win over? Calling baby on the third day to confirm the relationship. This Zio fan is worthy of being the immortal emperor. He captured Princess Tsunade, one of the 3 great ninjas of Konoha, on the 4th day. What immortal emperor? This isn't his past life. Doesn't that mean he has lost all his cultivation? He has to practice all over again. The difference is that we refine chakra, and he cultivates immortality. In other words, he won over Tsunade-sama with just his face and those goosebump-inducing love words. What is Zio fan going to do? What did he say to Shizune? Sister Shizune, you actually like me, right? What does this mean? Is he going to betray Princess Tsunade? I want to ask, the author of this spin-off story of the ninja world, Nirvana. Many people in Konoha village were angry even though you, Zio fan, were an immortal emperor in your previous life, more powerful than the 6-path sage. It's okay that you seduced our Konoha's Lady Tsunade, but you also want to cuckold her. Weren't you betrayed by your partner? We thought you would stay away from women for the rest of your life, and you still want to have your cake and eat it too. Still want to? No. Now the word still want to should be removed. Pure Land. Tobirama was so angry that he stood up from the ground, his whole body bursting with energy. Zio fan, you'd better not let me meet you, otherwise I will fight you to the death even if I can't beat you. In the novel story title of Chapter 3, A Brief Separation, Tsunade curled up in Zio fan's arms like a little bird, and tried to persuade him in a coquettish way to join Konoha. Zio fan couldn't resist her persuasion and agreed. But Tsunade didn't want to return to Konoha yet, so Zio fan rushed to Konoha by himself the night before he left. He went to a silent room the next day. On the way to Konoha, the immortal emperor got lost. He came to the land of rain. Rain Country. Pain and Konan couldn't help but change their expressions. They looked at each other at the same time. A bad feeling arose in my heart. Could it be? Zio fan in the story did not disappoint them. First he seduced Hydrangea, and then used Hydrangea to get in touch with Xiaonan with his corny words that made Qiu Li want to use her toes to press the pause button on the audiobook. Day 1, Sister Xiaonan. The next day, Sister Xiaonan. Day 3, before leaving, Zio fan pulled up his trousers. By the way, he also asked rich Lady Konan for 100 billion exploding talismans, intending to sell them to help Tsunade pay off her gambling debts. Off-screen, Xiaonan gritted her teeth and said in humiliation, fortunately, Zio fan came for me and didn't reveal too much information about the Rain Country. Even Zio only mentioned uniforms. Nagato looked very unhappy. It did not reveal the information about the Rain Country, but it did expose Konan's trump card and, sigh. Another person who had a bad look on his face was Tsunade from Tancho Street. Feeling the low pressure coming from Tsunade, Shizune comforted her weakly. At least Zio fan still likes you very much, and he also cheated 1,000. Wait? 100 billion detonating talismans. When she said the last part, she exclaimed, it is actually very easy to tell which information in this story is true and which is false. There is a high probability that the things Zio fan has not experienced or changed are true, like the fact that Tsunade and Shizune were really in Tancho Street, and they frequented the tavern and casino. How many? Hearing this, Tsunade, who had just focused all her attention on Zio fan, sobered up all of a sudden. 100 billion detonating talismans. Tsunade was stunned. After a moment, she reacted and swallowed. Does the entire ninja world have a total stock of 100 million detonating tags? 100 billion detonating tags. How much would that be worth? The power of a detonating tag is comparable to that of a ninjutsu released by a ninja. It can save your life at a critical moment, But it is not cheap. 100 billion detonating tags are more than enough to destroy a large ninja village. You can do it by just thinking of a way, right? For example, divide 100 billion detonating talismans into 1,000 bundles, print summoning marks on each of the 100 million detonating talismans, create a flying summoning beast, fly it over a ninja village, summon the pre-prepared detonating talismans in batches, and scatter the detonating talismans in handfuls. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 8 Rich Woman. Which ninja village could withstand such an attack? The area around the ninja village was in a mess, especially in times of war. How many explosive tags can a ninja unit withstand? Just thinking about it makes my head tingle. Tsunade didn't care about being angry with Xiao-fan at this moment. After all, it was just a fantasy of someone from another world. The most important thing now is that in reality, Conan from the Rain Country can easily take out 100 billion detonating talismans, so how many does she have? If one is not handled well, Tsunade shuddered violently all over at this moment. Everyone in the ninja world probably can't sleep. The eyelids of the village leaders and higher-ranking officials all jumped without caring about the live broadcast. He immediately convened a high-level meeting. Ninja world, who is this Xiaonan? How could she just casually take out 100 billion detonating talismans and give them away? Even though she's giving them to her man, isn't this too generous? It's fake, right? 100 billion detonating tags. How is that possible? If that Xiao-fan really has 100 billion detonating tags, let alone Princess Tsunade, even asking her teacher, the third Hokage, to sleep with Xiao-fan wouldn't be a problem. Ha ha ha. That's right. It's okay for her teacher to sleep with her. The most expensive detonating talisman I ever bought during the war cost me 12,000 taels. If peace lasts for a long time, the price of detonating talismans will naturally not be that expensive, but even so, the price of a detonating talisman has never been less than 2,000 taels. Tomorrow I will set off to visit the gate of the Rain Country. A woman that Xiao-fan likes must be a very beautiful woman in the entire ninja world. If she likes me, I will be rich. Hey, I'll go with you tomorrow. Hey, I won't argue with you guys when I'm this grown up. Tomorrow I'm going to find a big country's capital and buy a better pillow. I hope that in the days ahead, I can often dream about my goddess Xiaonan. Oh, by the way, if you see goddess Xiaonan, you must secretly take a photo of her for me, otherwise I won't even have material for my dreams. The word rich woman itself carries an aura of charm, not to mention that she is a very beautiful rich woman. Black market giant Oru, who is wearing a black suit with red clouds and carrying the body of his companion, felt as if he was struck by lightning when he heard the news. He stood at the door of the gold exchange office and stayed there for a long time. Conan, do you have 100 billion detonating tags? That's more money than he could ever earn as a bounty hunter in his lifetime. A cheaper corpse would only cost a few 100,000 taels. The more expensive ones are only worth tens of millions of taels. The corners are bent with fingers. 100 million, 1 billion, tens of billions, hundreds of billions, or a detonator. He had been wandering for half his life, and only today did he realize that he had met a wise master. I have lived a dog's life for the past 80 years. Kakuzu's eyes filled with tears. I swear to be loyal to Akatsuki until death. I will never betray you. Jiraiya, who was still traveling in the ninja world, smiled. Conan has grown into a beautiful girl. She has also developed her paper jutsu very well over the years. It's a pity that I haven't heard any news about Nagato and Yahiko. After a moment, Jiraiya suddenly looked up. Yet, why didn't I think of that? A young, beautiful, rich woman is also a pretty good material. Ahahaha. It's really me. The story on the screen continues. Just the title of the 4th chapter of this story, Kushina and Mikoto Pure Land Minato. Kushina, Konoha dark. The corners of Itachi and Kakashi's mouth twitched at the same time, and there was obvious murderous intent in their eyes as they looked at the screen. Uchiha clan Fugaku slammed the table in anger. What does this title mean? What do you want to do? Huh? 6-year-old Sasuke was still confused about these things, but hearing his father's angry shouting outside the door, he knew that something bad seemed to be happening. His face puffed up and he glared at the screen. Mikado, Divine Space Abido clenched his fists, the veins on his arms bulged, and his teeth made a crunching sound. You really went too far. Although he could take away the 9-tailed fox without mercy, It did not mean that he did not respect his master's wife. As long as the Moonai project succeeds, those who died because of him will be resurrected. Just as Xiaofan in the story was walking on the streets of Konoha and happened to meet Kushina and Mikado buying groceries together, the story was finally paused. Lower right corner of the screen. After washing their hands, Qiu Li and Dabai breathed a sigh of relief. Luckily the crayfish ate quickly, otherwise they would have heard Kushina. Sister and Mikado. Sister, this immortal emperor is outrageous. Qiu Li picked up the phone and looked at Dabai with a concerned look on her face. Are you okay? Do I need to brainwash you? Dabai nodded and said with difficulty, it feels as uncomfortable as being fed a pile of shit. Everyone in the ninja world, are you serious about this description? Qiu Li's mouth twitched and let's hurt each other next moment. My silence has dried up, and I regret being so impulsive. Hearing the familiar tune, Dabai was shocked. Stop. That's enough. I finished. Qiu Li was almost amused by its words. Washed, and pressed the pause button with her finger. Everyone in the ninja world looked at Dabei's expression and felt a little puzzled. Although they didn't quite understand the lyrics, the tune of the song was pretty good. Wasn't the system's reaction a little too loud? They didn't understand it all. The first time they saw a video, Qiu Li and Dabai were tortured by a blue man for a whole night. I tossed and turned all night long, unable to sleep, and all I could see was a blue man shaking his butt very over the top. Dabai breathed a sigh of relief. Host, thank you for caring about me so much. Shut up, Q. Qiu Li held up 3 fingers and said seriously, it's 3 Q. Dabai curled his lips and said, you are a poor student, and you want to teach me English? The parrot in front of the daily necessities store outside the community knows more words than you. Nonsense. My English score is over 30, Key. If there weren't those multiple choice and true or false questions, would you have scored more than 30 points? Qiu Li stopped talking. Justify the loss. Regarding Qiu Li, his former English teacher once gave this evaluation. Every time I finished to get out of class, I could see the clarity in Qiu Li's eyes that was not polluted by knowledge. Qiu Li feels that he knows more Japanese than English, which he learned when he was following Japanese comics. Sure enough, interest is the best teacher. After staying at home for so long, he can't remember many English words now. For example, yes, no, apeo, cpdd, emo. If Dabai knew what he was thinking, he would definitely sneer at him. Does he know a lot of Japanese? I don't know who was looking for a sad drama in Sakura Country, but halfway through, the characters in the drama suddenly said Siba, and then I realized that I had found the wrong movie. Qiu Li seemed to have thought of something, and reopened the novel software, leaving a 5-line favorable comment for the book Naruto. The Immortal Emperor Comes to the Ninja World. 5-star recommendation. I couldn't wait to open the product as soon as I received it. The taste is exactly the same as the merchant's description, soft and sticky, good quality and low price. The delivery and logistics are fast. I received it in 2 days. 5-star praise. Dabai, everyone in the ninja world. After giving a good review, Qiu Li opened another short video software. Chapter 9 Macho Hobbies. You need to cultivate personalized video push notifications yourself. If you watch a certain type of video too many times, you will be pushed that type of video frequently. The more interested you are, the more recommendations you will get. For example, the short video account of one of Qiu Li's former classmates. During the day, it's either beautiful women or legs. At night, it's either delicious food or ghosts. Wait until Qiu Li opens the software. The first video is of a cute little kitten. Qiu Li's expression changed. It's being live broadcast now, so it's better not to let others know about this macho hobby. After holding on for 5 seconds, Qiu Li rode away in pain. As soon as he swiped away, he swiped back, long pressed the video and clicked to reduce the recommendations of similar videos. Second video. Huh? Why is it the Hokage again? Ninja World. Konoha and Kakashi looked at the funny photo on the screen with a complicated expression in the upper part of the screen. The young boy Obito pointed his thumb at the Hokage rock behind him, and the subtitles below read, just wait and see. One day I'm going to put my face on these rocks. The lower half of the screen. Obito was pressed under a huge rock, with only half of his face exposed. Even though it was only half a face and not the stone, Obito still fulfilled his wish and stuck his face on the stone. Itachi looked at the screen and rubbed his brows with a headache. Obito-senpai is the village's hero after all. Why are all these videos and photos on the live broadcast? This feeling is like a young hero whom I have always respected being deliberately made fun of by someone from another world. Kakashi sighed and suppressed the painful memories that were brought back to his eyes. What can we do? There's nothing we can do about it. Since we've chosen to subscribe, we'll naturally watch whatever the host is watching. For this group of ninjas, intelligence is everything. In order to obtain intelligence, They will endure whatever scenes they see in the live broadcast, no matter how unacceptable they are. This is the ninja who can endure everything that cannot be endured. Itachi looked at the bright smile of the young boy Obito on the screen and said with emotion, I heard the villagers talk about Senior Obito. I heard that he was a person who liked to help others. What a pity. It's a pity that he died. Itachi's eyes dimmed a little. If Senior Obito hadn't died, he would definitely help him and Shisa to ease the relationship between the village and the family, right? It's not like the village didn't give the Uchiha clan the opportunity to become Hokage. The second Hokage accepted Uchiha Kagami as his disciple, and Obito became a student of Minato Namikaze. These are all signs that Uchiha can become Hokage. But fellow tribesmen, why can't you see this? Although we don't know who the real culprit of the Nine Tails rebellion was, it was indeed the Sharingan that controlled the Nine Tails. At that time the village suffered heavy losses during the Nine Tails rebellion, and the Uchiha were hated by some villagers and guarded against by the village's higher-ups. From their perspective, it is not incomprehensible. If he was a high-ranking member of the village, it would be difficult for him to trust the Uchiha, and he would also send Anbu to monitor the clan. But because of this incident, some members of the tribe were dissatisfied and wanted to stage a coup. Itachi found it hard to accept the current peace in the village is protected by the lives of all the ninjas and clansmen in Konoha village. The ninjas protect the village, and the village also protects the ninjas and the ninja clan. This guardian and protected ninja clan naturally includes the Uchiha. The Uchiha coup will definitely destroy this hard-earned peace. Fortunately, the Sandaime took a conciliatory attitude towards the Uchiha coup. His current task is to delay the coup as much as possible. The reason why only a few people knew about the Nine Tails rebellion was that the Sandaime strictly prohibited the villagers from discussing the matter privately. He also severely punished those villagers who discussed the Nine Tails rebellion privately, for fear that the villagers would all know that the Nine Tails was controlled by the Sharingan. The villagers already disliked the Uchiha because of the guards' attitude towards law enforcement. If they knew that it was the Sharingan that controlled the Nine Tails, the consequences would be disastrous. Come to think of it, I was able to keep this eye thanks to your father, Itachi. As he spoke, Kakashi unconsciously covered his forehead with a forehead protector that was blocking his eyes. After hearing what Kakashi said, Itachi remembered that this was indeed the case when Senior Obito died. The tribe members asked Kakashi to return the eye that belonged to Uchiha. It was his father who asked the tribe members not to make trouble, which allowed Kakashi to keep his left eye. My father obviously doesn't like to cause trouble, so why would he support the family coup? Is the honor of a clan really that important? Pure Land Obito. Lin felt a little sad when she saw this photo, but when she figured out the meaning of the photo, the sadness turned into speechlessness. It's too much. The other side, looking at the Uchiha boy aiming to become Hokage, Hoshiarame looked pleased, from the smile on his face. You can tell that this must be a child with a kind heart. It's a pity that his wish for people to be honest with each other and understand each other seems to have not been realized yet. Even Tobirama showed some appreciation. He had never seen an Uchiha who looked so sunny and cheerful. This Uchiha boy gives people a different feeling from other Uchiha. I hope he won't become too extreme after awakening the Sharingan. In Tobirama's eyes, the most extreme person in the Uchiha clan is Uchiha Madara. It was with great difficulty that I defeated him, persuaded him, and established a Konoha village as a result. I don't know what went wrong with this guy's brain. He went out for a trip, and when he came back, he insisted on destroying Konoha. Not only Tobirama, in the eyes of many people at that time, Madara's behavior was somewhat inexplicable. Of course, even so, Madara's achievements cannot be ignored. It was the god of ninja and the Shura of the ninja world who joined forces to end the war during the Warring States period and established a Konoha ninja village so that children would no longer have to go to the battlefield. Tobirama knew that Madara must have his own reasons for doing that, but he was still very annoyed with him. How could Madara's behavior be worthy of his eldest brother's two kowtows to the other four Kages for the sake of peace? In the divine space, Obito looked at himself being made fun of on the screen with an expressionless face. Huh? Boring. The pictures and texts on the screen flashed by, and then the next video appeared. Collection of those unlucky goose. A little fat kid was making gestures at home, as if he was practicing martial arts. A clumsy punch was thrown, followed by a kick with a bang. My toes hit the corner of the table. On the moon, Kaguya subconsciously retracted her feet. Short books read. Saitsune gasped. It hurts to look at it. Shizune looked at the unlucky people on the screen. Some were chased by dogs and were afraid to stop. There are also those who are pulled by dogs and cannot stop. Some people failed to step on the elastic rope and were hit hard at the base and also tripping while walking and falling flat on your face. The video is more than 4 minutes long, with a cheerful BGM and an immersive feeling. This video successfully made many people laugh. Watching a certain unlucky guy fall down in the splits while walking down the stairs, Tsunade rubbed her face and said with a smile, It would be nice if all live broadcasts were videos like this in the future. As for the information about the ninja world, if the entire ninja world knows about it, can it still be considered intelligence? Chapter 10, Baby Sasuke. If everyone knew information about the future, wouldn't the ninja world be in chaos? Of course, I think so, but it would be a lie to say that I am not curious about the future at all. Shizune looked at the emotionless face in the lower right corner of the screen and wondered, why isn't he smiling? Does he think it's not funny? Pure Land. When Hashirama saw someone being hit hard in the root, he subconsciously closed his legs on the moon. When Kaguya saw a shit scooper pretending to faint in front of the husky, she thought the husky would be very anxious, but he didn't expect that the husky raised its hind legs and urinated on his face. The corners of Kaguya's lips curled up slightly. It's really fun to watch other people get into trouble. Ninja World. Black Zetsu looked quietly towards the moon. Mother, are you laughing? I can't laugh anymore. This sudden live broadcast disrupted all its plans. If even the future of the ninja world can be seen, doesn't that mean that its future plans will also be exposed? Let's not talk about whether to make new plans when the time comes. It will be a problem how it will escape from the pursuit of everyone in the ninja world. Lower right corner of the screen. Qiu Li slid her fingertips and turned to the next video. Human cub, or Zuzi, why is it the Hokage again? Dabe flapped his little wings and flew next to him. Isn't it good to watch a short video of Naruto? Qiu Li clicked on the screen and paused the video. The cute little face of young Sasuke wearing cat ears was frozen on the screen. He looked at Dabe and asked, won't the people in the live broadcast room get bored? How many Naruto videos have they watched? No, they are more second-dimensional than you, the host. Qiu Li fell into deep thought. Then, an idea flashed in my mind. Could it be the parallel world that we often see in novels, Earth, which is highly similar to Blue Planet? Dabe nodded vigorously. Oh, yes. That's it. That's right, Qiu Li asked doubtfully, does their world also have the anime Naruto? If not, will the audience understand it? In order to give Qiu Li a surprise in the future, Dabe chose to tell a white lie. Yes, the Naruto in that world ended in more than 100 episodes, and they haven't seen many plots yet. Qiu Li breathed a sigh of relief. That's good. I was just thinking that if we were to broadcast live, wouldn't it be a bit perfunctory to just watch short videos? After all, it's your business. When he was in elementary and junior high school, he was only concerned with playing and had no interest in studying at all. The reason why his grades were not at the bottom was because during the exam, Dabe helped him look at the answers to the multiple choice and true or false questions of the top students. From childhood to adulthood, Dabe has always been his best friend. Although he doesn't like being the center of attention, he has been live streaming for more than an hour now. Qiu Li feels that live streaming is not as difficult as he imagined, so naturally there is no need to sit in a computer chair like a piece of wood and watch short videos to kill time. In addition to watching short videos, he is actually very good at playing games. Many things that seem difficult are like this. As long as you muster up the courage to try them, you will find that they are not as difficult as you imagined. Dabe waved his paw indifferently and said, didn't I tell you, host, you can do whatever you want. They are not picky. Just get through the 1 to 3 hours of live broadcasting each month. It won't be long before you don't need to broadcast anymore. Qiu Li hummed softly. Speaking of which, before accompanying the host to read system-themed novels, Dabe always thought that he was the spirit of a divine weapon. After reading the system novel, Dabe realized that he should be called System. Common name, Plugin, Golden Finger. Compared with those systems, it is hard to say which one is better. The system in the novel issues tasks and rewards the host after completing the tasks. It does not have any of the rewards that the system has, and seems to be useless. It starts with entertaining the baby, then eating, chatting, and playing with the baby. Occasionally, when it is bored, it will snatch some incense sticks, extract the wish power from the incense, and put it into its own pocket. Anyway, those gods and Buddhas are used to being high and mighty, and no matter how much these ordinary creators in reality pray, they won't even look at them. Over the past decade, Dabe's wish power has accumulated more and more, and he has become more confident. This thing is like investing in a business, and he has to find a way to collect more. So Dabe used his willpower to create live streaming. The host helps it to gain willpower through live broadcast, and it uses the willpower it gains to help the host become a god in one step. Ninja World. Uchiha Clan. Sasuke looked at the paused video on the screen. Huh? Isn't that me? Fugaku outside raised an eyebrow and asked in surprise, isn't this Sasuke? Then he frowned again. As a man, how can you wear cat ears? Fugaku expressed his approval of the dialogue on the screen, mainly the system's words. He doesn't know whether he's a 2D audience, but he really likes the story of Naruto. He doesn't know how much the information in it can change future tragedies. In addition to the novel listening session, Fugaku was also very grateful for this live broadcast, which allowed him to glimpse into the future. He had already made up his mind that he would convene a clan meeting as soon as the live broadcast was over. If the Uchiha cannot be prevented, then the plan must at least be more thorough. For example, spending money to hire a powerful rebel ninja organization to help the Uchiha. He once obtained a piece of information from Ninja Cat. There is a rebellious ninja organization called Akatsuki in the ninja world. It has a good reputation and is very powerful. Even the third Tsuchikage has hired that organization. I just don't know, with the proud nature of the tribesmen, will they accept his idea? The conversation between the system and Qiu Li revealed two shocking information. The Iwagakure ninjas were talking about this. No wonder all those spin-off stories were about Naruto and Konoha. It turns out that the story of our ninja world is called Naruto. Why is the story of our ninja world called Naruto? Is he worthy of being the third Hokage? Is Konoha worthy? Do they have as many ninjas as Iwagakure? Can Sarutobi Hiruzen defeat Tsuchikage-sama? Yet, why isn't this story called Tsuchikage? It's obvious that Tsuchikage's dust releases the strongest in the ninja world. Cloud hidden. Why are there videos about the ninja world where the perspectives are all from Konoha? Is Konoha as strong as Kumagakure? Are they as rich as Kumagakure? Yes. Why? We, the Cloud Village, should be the protagonists of the story. Maybe it's because Konoha has always been the victorious country in the Ninja World War. Bullshit. In the last Ninja World War, even with the rise of Minato Namikaze, Konoha was almost beaten to the gate by us. If it weren't for the sudden ambush by Iwagakure that resulted in the death of the third Raikage and the loss of more than 10,000 ninjas, the Fire Nation would have surrendered long ago. I think the reason they are called Hokage is because of that ninja god. What kind of ridiculous reason is this? No matter how powerful Hashirama Senju was, he is a thing of the past. In today's ninja world, we and Kumagakure are the strongest. The video on the screen continues to play, watching the little Sasuke on the screen puff up his cheeks and spit out a big fireball. Chapter 11 UN number 039, a bit off. Meidarumi's eyes were full of little hearts. Oh, little Sasuke, huh? Sister is willing to wait for you for another 10 years. This little face is as pretty as a girl's, especially after little Sasuke spit out the fireball. He turned around and looked behind him with anticipation, and that little expression seemed like he was asking for praise. Meidarumi clasped her palms together, placed the backs of her hands on her cheeks, and leaned to the side. So cute. Moon, a faint voice came out. Has Indra been reincarnated as a girl again this time? Konoha Sakura suddenly covered her nose. Hiruno Zhao, who was sitting on the sofa not far away, was startled. Why is your nose bleeding? Sakura, Konoha and Kakashi looked at Sasuke, who was acting coquettishly towards Itachi on the screen. Your brother is quite cute. Itachi's mouth curled up slightly. Thank you, I thought so too. What puzzled him was that his brother was so cute. Why did the aliens give him the nickname Urzuzi? Among the Uchiha clan, most people have unpleasant personalities, but it is undeniable that there are few of them who are really handsome. Take Sasuke for example. With his delicate facial features, it is not difficult to see that he will be a handsome guy who will remain handsome since childhood. Mountain people Ino wiped her saliva. Look at Sasuke's puffed up face because his brother was borrowed by Shisu. Ino's head jerked back and she clutched her heart. Oh, I'm dead. When she saw Sasuke as a baby crawling on the ground, with his two little milk teeth showing when he smiled, Ino's face suddenly turned red, as if she was thinking of something Pure Land. Uchiha's Hilly lowered his eyes. She murmured softly, he seems to be a well-behaved junior, but why did he kill his own people when he grew up? What happened to the future Uchiha? Lower right corner of the screen, Qiu Li clicked on the barrage function. I saw a large number of subtitles floating across the live broadcast screen. What a cute little Sasuke. These two little baby teeth. Did Sasuke grow up eating cuteness? Sasuke, you don't want your daughter to be unable to go to school because of your past as a traitor, right? Shadow little Sasuke, let auntie take a sip, I promise. Reject childish aesthetics. Start with you. I'll let it go. Husband. Second generation. Uchiha is a naturally cute little kid. I will. Konoha. Some villagers sounded sour. Aren't the statements of these aliens too exaggerated? Just superficial. Dark. Looking at the dense barrage of bullets passing by in front of him, Itachi used his Sharingan to accurately capture several quite perverted barrages, and his face was full of black lines. Sasuke. He's still just a child. Kakashi couldn't help but hold his forehead. From the production of those unreliable video intelligence, it can be seen that the people in this creator world seem to be very, Not very serious. Itachi looked worried. I hope Sasuke doesn't see those comments, otherwise, he was afraid that Sasuke would have a psychological trauma towards girls in the future only. Sasuke's daughter, Uchiha clan land. Sasuke sniffed himself. It doesn't taste good either? Why did this auntie suck me? On the entire screen, any two people you look at are praising him, which makes his face a little hot. He had never been affirmed so much by so many people somewhere in the ninja world. Jiraiya covered his heart, feeling grief-stricken. Let him go. He's still a child. Come at me if you can. The video on the screen continues. Little Sasuke walked back and forth at the door with big strides, and his little eyes kept glancing at Itachi, who was putting on his shoes and getting ready to go out. He kept mumbling under his breath. You always say you are busy, Nissan. Do you hate me? Yes, you definitely hate me. This tsundere little look made Itachi from the Anbu unable to hold back a chuckle. This is indeed what happened before on screen. Itachi waved towards Sasuke lovingly. Don't say that, Sasuke. Sasuke was walking around, and when he saw Itachi waving at him, a smile suddenly broke out on his originally arrogant face, and he ran towards Itachi as if Itachi could predict the situation. After saying "Forgive me, Sasuke," he just pointed two fingers at Sasuke's forehead as he ran over. The movements are extremely skillful in the following scenes. Sasuke was like a little follower, following Itachi wherever he went. The barrage of comments was swiping the screen like crazy. Ow. So sweet. Blogger, you're going to choke me to death. Who can resist a cute little follower? I am so cute. I really want to buy a little Sasuke. So cute. Help. I melted. This is locked to me. I swallowed the key, the one in front. You are a bit outrageous. Most of the people who can click on this kind of video and see this are fans of Sasuke's appearance. Qiu Li is one of the few exceptions. Although he also likes Sasuke, he is not a fan of his looks. Rather than saying that I like Sasuke as a character, it would be more accurate to say that I like his tenacious character. At the age of 12 or 13, he dared to seek power from Orochimaru, who had just killed the third Hokage, even though he knew that Orochimaru was greedy for his body. This is just like a minor going to study in a dangerous enemy country alone. Looking around, I was surrounded by unfamiliar faces in an unfamiliar environment, as if danger would strike at any time. Only those who have experienced it personally can understand the feeling of loneliness. In fact, many popular characters in Naruto are not perfect, and Sasuke is not without black spots. For example, in order to kill Danzo, Sasuke pierced Karin's body with a Chidori spear. Afterwards, you have to finish off Karin and kill her completely. After Sakura arrived, he said that if Sakura killed Karin with her own hands, he would recognize Sakura and let her replace Karin as the medical ninja of the Hawk Squad. Next comes respecting teachers saying that Kakashi was a despicable foreigner who was showing off. That Sasuke, who just learned the truth about Itachi, is somewhat crazy. Muai village. Uchiha clan land. Looking at the screen full of words praising Sasuke, Fugaku's serious face finally couldn't hold back anymore. He smiled with satisfaction and said, "You are worthy of being my son." Mikado's eyes narrowed slightly. It seems that Sasuke is very popular in the creator's world. Fugaku nodded and said, "This shows that Sasuke is likely to become an excellent ninja in the future, and may even surpass Itachi. It seems that I have to pay more attention to Sasuke in the future." As for the video I saw before, he always thought that Itachi only used half of his strength to fight Sasuke, so he was beaten like that. Now it seems that this is not necessarily the case. Pure Land. This second generation said that this Uchiha Jr. was born cute and called himself an old man. What does he want to do? Izuna frowned and thought Shihisa. His eyes gradually widened. I see. Are these people from other worlds so perverted? At this time the video on the screen flipped over. A very wise voice came from the screen. Wow. What a cute little kitty. Before Qiu Li swiped to the next video, a man's face appeared on the screen. The man was seen using cat special effects, with 6 dynamic whiskers on his face. He first winked at the camera, and then meowed in a very coquettish manner. Everyone in the ninja world. Chapter 12. The person who deserves to be darkened. Nawayi Matabi, Qiu Li. Qiu Li felt like he was going blind. Naruto felt very inferior and covered the 6 whiskers on his face with his hands. Qiu Li rarely posts comments when watching videos, let alone offensive comments, but this all has a prerequisite. This video was the first to attack him, and he was just passively fighting back. He tapped the phone a few times quickly, and a message with only 5 words was sent out. They were caught and sterilized. In the ninja world, a large number of people expressed their support for the host's proposal, especially Yalu, who raised all 4 paws to show his approval. Next video. It's still a video about small animals, but not cute pets. Qiu Li likes watching this kind of video very much. I like them as much as speed bumps. The general content of this video is that a dirty stray dog was adopted by a kind-hearted person. After a while, The puppy became very clean, cute, obedient and clingy. Maybe this kind of video that changes the fate of small animals can stimulate some kind of pleasure in people's hearts, so there are many people who like to watch this kind of video compared to humans. Qiu Li prefers small animals. It's so tiring and complicated to get along with people. Only those small animals can bring him certain emotional value. Qiu Li followed a blogger and planned to watch other videos of the blogger slowly before going to bed. Qiu Li moved his fingers. Next video. The person who should have turned evil the most, saved the entire ninja world. 1. Qiu Li likes Naruto very much when watching anime. The one who brings him the most joy is Naruto. That's hard not to love. Even this character has many flaws in the eyes of many people because he has a headband of forgiveness. He can forgive anyone. Konoha Hokage's office at the high-level conference table. Sarutobi Hirozen pondered. Blackening means falling into darkness, right? When talking about the ninja world, it is naturally about the people related to their world. Midamanen looked at the screen in front of him. Does this title mean that someone who was supposed to fall into darkness ended up saving the entire ninja world? I'm beginning to wonder who this person is. Danzo glanced at Midamanen and said calmly, even people who are in darkness can still save the ninja world. From the title, we can tell that this person has suffered a lot of grievances and unfair treatment, but he still has not fallen into darkness. Danzo felt pity in his heart. Even if such a fool could save the ninja world in the future, he would find it difficult to appreciate him. Midamanen lowered his head and thought, what do the numbers in the brackets mean? Shikoku subconsciously analyzed. Look at the progress bar. There are only 2 minutes and 30 seconds, which probably means it's incomplete. There should be 2 and 3 at the end, representing the progress of this ninja's life story. That makes sense. You are worthy of being Shikoku. Danzo lowered his head to hide the greed in his eyes. Although they could think of many issues, their brains were never as fast as Liu Jiayuzi. Didn't know how many times he had asked Hirozen for it. Hirozen didn't even agree to give him a Nara clan member in the root pity Pure Land. For some reason Minato thought of Jiraiya's Tenacity Ninja Den. Is that Naruto? He must have suffered a lot over the years. Minato's eyes were complicated. His wife is the Jinchuriki, and he is also the 4th Hokage, so he naturally knows what kind of treatment a Jinchuriki will suffer. Even though he was the Hokage, he couldn't change the villagers' attitude towards Kushina. He hoped that Naruto's status as a Jinchuriki would be recognized by the villagers, who would regard Naruto as a hero who sealed the 9 tails in his own body. Even if things don't go as he wishes, he hopes that Naruto can be like the protagonist of the gritty ninja legend, overcome all difficulties, gain everyone's recognition through hard work, and eventually become an outstanding ninja. But when Naruto's experience might appear before his eyes, he couldn't bear to watch it. Now when everyone in the ninja world saw this title, they were shocked. Some people were puzzled. People who save the ninja world. What does it mean to turn evil? Some people were worried. Does this mean that the ninja world will suffer a devastating blow in the future? Otherwise, why would anyone want to save the ninja world? Someone was very excited. Doesn't that mean that the person who will appear on the screen soon is the future savior of the ninja world? Someone asked mysteriously. Do you think I will be the savior? Rain Country Nagato murmured. I was supposed to turn evil, but in the end I saved the entire ninja world. Is that me? He who has awakened these eyes is the god of the ninja world, and only he has the power to save the ninja world. Konan looked at Nagato worriedly. If it's really you, then Akatsuki and your information will be exposed in advance, Nagato said expressionlessly. It seems we should make plans early. The purpose of their Akatsuki organization is to capture the tailed beasts and bring peace to the ninja world. But before the real crisis comes, no ninja village can tolerate the plan of Akatsuki, because it has touched the interests of the 5 major ninja villages. If things go wrong, Akatsuki will face a collective encirclement and suppression by the 5 major ninja villages in the divine space. Obito frowned. Saving the ninja world is possible, but the most important thing is to darken. It's obviously not him. Could it be Nagato? Madara is unlikely. This is definitely not good news for him because he knew Nagato's purpose very well. Gather all 9-tailed beasts and create a war weapon that can destroy a country with one blow. If any big country dares to provoke a war, destroy that big country, so that all countries in the ninja world will not dare to provoke war easily again. Although Obito felt that this plan could indeed bring peace to the ninja world, it was still no match for the Moon Eye. Wherever there are people, there will be desires and wars. Only when people's desires are satisfied can the ninja world be forever peaceful. But if it was really Nagato who saved the ninja world in the end, it would mean that his Moon Eye plan had failed. Or, in the story of Naruto, the Moon Eye project is not a good choice. Thinking of this, Obito shuddered suddenly. No. The Moon Eye project is the best choice. Otherwise, what was he doing? Scum. He had no other choice. The Moon Eye project must succeed. Ninja World. Although Black Zetsu's face was pitch black, White Zetsu could still tell from the darkness that its expression was very ugly. This final, isn't it? It means the end of the story, right? White Zetsu stared at Black Zetsu blankly. Doesn't it mean that Kaguya-sama, who wanted to take back all the chakra in the ninja world, was sealed away again? So the ninja world will be saved? After hearing what Bai Zetsu said, Zetsu's face became even uglier. What could be the biggest crisis in the future other than my mother trying to take back all the chakra in the ninja world? On screen a ball was kicked to Naruto's feet, and he squatted down and tried to pick up the ball. Just as a smile appeared on Naruto's face, he heard the villagers talking. Hey, is that the kid? It's so scary. One of the villagers quickly stopped the child next to him who wanted to go over. Hey, don't play with him. Who knows what he will do to you? The smile on Naruto's face gradually disappeared. Yes, that child, the fourth generation, was sacrificed because of this demon fox. Chapter 13 Naruto and number 039, S childhood. Why let such a child stay in the village? The third Hokage should think about this carefully. Didn't I tell you not to play with that kid? Stay away from him from now on, Naruto retorted loudly. I'm not that kid. I'm Uzumaki Naruto. I'm the one who will become Hokage in the future. In the next scene, little Naruto returned home and lay on the bed, recalling the scenes he had suffered. His eyes slowly closed, and when he opened his eyes again, he sniffed and 2 tears slid down his cheeks. Naruto didn't understand either. Why am I so disliked and hated by the villagers? In the pitch-black environment, the eyes of the villagers seemed to be flickering with faint light in the darkness, making people feel chilled before meeting their first friend Yoda. When Yoda disappeared, Ino Shikacho, Kiba, and Sakura were the first to suspect that he was the culprit. They doubted him because of an outsider. Rain Country Nagato looked surprised. Isn't it me? Konan looked at Naruto on the screen and fell into deep thought. Could it be that after experiencing so much pain, he recognized Yohiko and our will in the future and joined Akatsuki, thus saving the ninja world? This child gives me a feeling very similar to Yohiko. Nagato nodded and said, you are right, they do look alike. I seem to see him wearing the Akatsuki uniform when he grows up. Zayatanen twitched the corner of his lower lip slightly. In my mind, the image of Yohiko as a child overlaps with the image of young Naruto on the screen. They really look alike, but Yohiko's childhood was much more miserable than Naruto's. At least Naruto wouldn't starve to death, nor would he have to steal food to survive, and get beaten if he was caught somewhere in a dark corner. Black Zetsu's hoarse murmur was heard, so it's Ashura. Divine Space Abito looked at the little Naruto on the screen, his eyes flickering. Naruto, you who have experienced pain and want to be recognized by others. Will you agree with the Moon Eye Project? Everything Naruto is experiencing now is inseparable from him, but when he saw these, he didn't feel any guilt because this world, and everyone in it, is fake. Only a real person can make him feel guilty. The images on the screen flashed one by one. Little Naruto was holding a paint bucket and looking at the other kids playing together with a longing look on his face. Dusk little Naruto looked at the backs of the villagers holding their children, his face full of loss. On the way home, he was alone, and his small figure looked extremely lonely in front of the ninja school. Naruto sat on the swing and watched the villagers pick up the children. Naruto's house. Sarutobi Hiruzen placed an envelope on the table. This is this month's living expenses, don't spend it carelessly. Hey, little Naruto turned around and looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen expectantly and asked, why am I the only one without a father and a mother? Who are my father and mother? Having said this, he stood up and looked up at Sarutobi Hiruzen. What kind of people are they? Sarutobi Hiruzen was silent for a moment, then turned and left, saying as he walked, what does it matter if you know? The dead will not be resurrected. Pure Land. Tobirama sighed. Is the monkey already so old? The screen flashed. Naruto stood at the door of the mask shop, looking at the fox mask hanging there, but was pushed to the ground by the shop owner next to him. You bastard. Get out of here. The shop owner picked up the fox mask and threw it on Naruto's head. It was as if Naruto and the things he liked were all extremely unlucky. This is a gift for you, get out of here right now. Naruto stood up and yelled at him. Why? Why are you looking at me like that? After saying that, Naruto ran away amid the disgusted looks of the surrounding villagers. Next scene, Naruto questioned Iruka loudly. Why on earth do people look at me like that? Even my homeroom teacher looks at me like that. After hearing Naruto's words, Iruka was obviously stunned for a moment, opened his mouth, but said nothing. In Iruka's eyes, his parents died at the hands of a demon fox. Was he supposed to tell this naughty little fox that he was the one who killed his parents? Naruto clenched his fists tightly and shouted to Iruka, I am not a trouble. I am not a bacteria. I am Uzumaki Naruto. Iruka's eyes had a complicated look, as if he was thinking about what Naruto had experienced over the years. The video has just finished playing. The live broadcast screen itself has a sense of immersion that can make people feel as if they are in the scene, and coupled with the sad background music, it makes many people in the ninja world feel a pang in their hearts. Pure Land Minato couldn't help but shudder. He wanted to reach out and touch the aggrieved little Naruto on the screen in front of him, but his palm went straight through the screen. Naruto? Minato clenched his fists, his eyes full of self-blame. All the experiences of little Naruto were like turned into sharp blades. Whenever he saw a scene where Naruto was wronged, one of the blades would pierce his heart. Even though Minato had always hoped that Naruto would become a strong-hearted ninja in the future, at this moment he couldn't help but want to hug the little Naruto on the screen into his arms and comfort him softly. Will tell him he has parents, and his parents have always loved him very much. Although father's love is simple, implicit and deep, under normal circumstances, only Kushina would say such words. Kushina felt as if her heart was being squeezed tightly by an invisible hand. I regret it, Minato. Maybe I shouldn't have listened to you and chosen to believe that Naruto would overcome everything, and I shouldn't have pinned my fantasy future on Naruto. She is a spirit, she cannot breathe and cannot shed tears, but she still felt suffocated and tears flowed uncontrollably. If Naruto has been treated like this for the past few years, I would rather he achieve nothing and not become a hero who saves the ninja world. As long as he can grow up safely and happily, that's enough. Kushina bit her lip hard and let the tears fall down her cheeks. Naruto. I'm sorry, mommy really wants to grow up with you. Because of cognitive bias, a large number of people in the ninja world think that it is inexplicable that Naruto is treated like this by the villagers. Many people also easily guess the identity of Naruto's Jinchuriki. Even though he's a Jinchuriki, this kid is so pitiful. It was this Jinchuriki who insisted on getting close to him. The higher-ups in the village didn't keep a close eye on it. If the tailed beast gets out of control, who knows how many more people will die? Someone reminded in a dark voice, don't forget, this Uzumaki Naruto is the future savior of the ninja world. In other words, if he doesn't save the ninja world, we may all die. The ninja next to him, who was very distressed but still felt that the Jinchuriki's experience was reasonable, suddenly raised his head. He said indignantly, these Konoha villagers are going too far. Yeah, these Konoha villagers are going too far. Naruto is just a kid. They are so cruel. Although every Jinchuriki in a ninja village will experience this, it is indeed heartbreaking to see their experiences from the perspective of this child. Chapter 14, Speak Up for the Fox Demon. There were also people who didn't realize Naruto's identity as a Jinchuriki, be a bullshit savior. If I were Uzumaki Naruto, once I had the strength, I would definitely not care about the lives of those villagers in Konoha. If I were to experience the same thing, I would definitely use illusion to make them feel the pain I once went through. Naruto Uzumaki, who grew up in such an environment, will actually save the ninja world in the future. The Leaf Village doesn't deserve to have the savior of the ninja world. How dare a group of adults treat a child like this? It is difficult to understand how it feels to be treated like that unless you experience it yourself. Everyone in the ninja world was honored to receive a Naruto childhood experience card. It made many sentimental people shed tears on the spot. Cloud Hidden Yo, I believe in him. He will definitely overcome difficulties in the future and gain recognition from the villagers and the tailed beasts, just like I conquered you with my rap. Hachi in the sealed space, the eight-tailed cow demon blew out 2 puffs of hot air from its nostrils. If you keep talking in that annoying tone, I'll beat you up. The other side. Yumu Ren wiped the tears from his eyes with his sleeve. You're having a worse life than I am. Naruto, Tsunaga, cure someone like me. Uzumaki Naruto from Konoha. If I kill you. Before Gaara could finish his words, he heard a certain raccoon cat screaming shamelessly in the sealed space. Kurama. You're a stinky fox who only knows how to bully children. The sound was so sharp that Gaara covered his ears in pain again. Temri and Kankuro wiped their tears at the same time and looked at each other. So this is how a Jinchuriki has to be treated? I experienced it myself today, Kankuro replied dumbly. I don't know either. No wonder Gaara killed his fellow villagers. Temri sniffed, looked out the window, and murmured, Gaara, have you ever experienced these things? Kankuro said with determination, even if it means going against my father's orders, I will rescue Gaara from his suffering. Pure Land Hashirama frowned when he saw what happened to Naruto. He didn't understand, why would everyone in the village treat a child like this? Even if he's a Jinchuriki, isn't he still a family member of the village? Konoha. Many Konoha villagers still don't quite understand certain things. Is this video speaking for that little fox demon? It makes us look so hateful. Although this little fox demon looks pitiful, Who can speak for my child who died in the hands of the little fox demon? As long as you give my child back to me, I can stop hating that little fox demon. My husband and child also died at the hands of the demon fox. Can't I hate the demon fox? Why, yes. We are also victims. But who will speak for us? Just because that demon fox will save the ninja world in the future, does that make us villains if we treat him like that? I have no relatives who died at the hands of the demon fox, but an old lady who lived not far from my home, her son, daughter-in-law, and grandson all died at the hands of the demon fox. Every day she sat alone at the door of her house. Looking at her, it was much more heartbreaking than looking at the demon fox. Humph. There's nothing to be pitied about a demon fox, of course. There are also many villagers who have no grudges against the fox demon. When they put themselves in Naruto's perspective, they think that Naruto is indeed very pitiful, but they dared not show it for fear of being rejected by other villagers. Perhaps, next time they see Naruto being excluded and isolated by the villagers, they will still choose to stand by and watch. In any case, their incomparably outstanding fourth Hokage was also killed by the demon fox. It's hard to forgive. Uchiha clan Sasuke clutched his chest, his eyes reddening. I was upset when I first saw this guy, but why do I feel so sad when I see what happened to him? Maybe their situations are very similar. Because he is an Uchiha and Naruto is a demon fox, the villagers would reject and hate them when they see them. But, is it really true that he and this guy just share the same feelings? Sealed space. Nine-tailed fox looked at the sad face of the little orange-haired boy after his painful memories were brought back, and it sneered. It would like to see how such a stupid kid like this can save the ninja world in the future. Somewhere in the ninja world looks like there's no need to look for the child of prophecy. It's Naruto, right? Jiraiya had mixed feelings. What Yahiko said is indeed right. If people are not allowed to feel the pain they have suffered, people will never understand each other. This is what Yahiko loudly refuted when he was persuading Yahiko and the other two to let go of their hatred. Sometimes, it is because people understand this pain that they are more tolerant of others. Jiraiya actually had complicated feelings about Naruto's experience in all these years. He has been searching for the child of prophecy in the ninja world and has never gone back to look after Naruto. Therefore, he didn't have the face to blame others for not taking good care of Naruto. He was very busy looking for the child of prophecy. This was a major matter concerning the entire ninja world and could not be taken lightly as the Kage of a village. His teacher is also very busy and even pays attention to more things than most people. There is no reason for him to pay attention to everything about Naruto. It seems that Naruto's identity as a Jinchuriki can no longer be concealed. Jiraiya turned his body in a different direction. He wants to go back to Konoha. Protect Naruto. Protect the village with the Uchiha clan untrustworthy. The village is far too weak. Who knows if the mysterious masked man from 6 years ago will release the nine-tailed fox again to destroy the village. Hokage's office Midamanen rubbed his brows with a headache. It's not good. I'm afraid that everyone in the ninja world will guess Naruto's identity as a Jinchuriki. Yutang Kaoru also said seriously, although Naruto is the savior of the ninja world, there is no guarantee that there won't be dark-hearted guys sneaking into Konoha to attack Naruto, so we have to be on guard. The title clearly states that Uzumaki Naruto will save the entire ninja world in the future, and Konoha must protect him. Danzo narrowed his eyes and turned to look at Sarutobi Hiruzen. Uzumaki Kushina was once abducted by the Anbu of Kumagakure. There was also the Hyuga incident 2 years ago. It is definitely a very difficult thing for the village to be on guard all the time. It is better to hand Uzumaki Naruto over to the root for protection. So, Sarutobi Hiruzen waved his hand to interrupt Danzo from continuing what he was about to say. Don't even think about it. I will increase the number of Anbu personnel to protect Naruto. Danzo was interrupted in the middle of his words, and then he heard Sarutobi Hiruzen's unquestionable tone, and his face looked a little ugly. Sarutobi Hiruzen turned to look at Narashikaku and said hesitantly, the live broadcast may expose Naruto's identity as the son of a hero. I want to make Naruto's identity public now. Shikaku, what do you think of this matter? Even if the Anbu ninjas who protected Naruto would report to him, they would not report to him every detail of Naruto's daily experiences. Even so, he knew that Naruto had been excluded and isolated by the villagers, but I didn't expect it to be so serious. Hearing, seeing and putting yourself in Naruto's shoes are all different feelings. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 15, Demonic Fox Incarnation. Although this is something that all Shuriki have to go through, Naruto's life is definitely more miserable than most Shuriki in the final analysis. It was because he paid too little attention to Naruto. He would only see him a few times a month. Even when he paid him living expenses, few people will stand in other people's shoes and consider their feelings, but now Naruto's experience is right in front of Sarutobi Hiruzen, and he can experience Naruto's feelings firsthand. This made Sarutobi Hiruzen realize that he had to do something. He is an adult and he feels very uncomfortable when facing these things, let alone a child. The two advisory elders and Danzo subconsciously objected. No. Naruto's identity as the son of a hero must not be exposed now, monkey. If the live broadcast reveals Naruto's identity, it will only be bad luck for Konoha, but we must never take the initiative to expose Naruto's identity. Not only that, we must also prepare countermeasures in advance. Shikoku and Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't help but turn their heads to look at Danzo, who had the loudest voice. I would like to hear his explanation. Danzo sorted out his thoughts and said with a gloomy face, the reason why Konoha was able to win the last Shinobi World War was inseparable from the sudden rise of the fourth Hokage. During the war, the fourth Hokage and the Kyumagakure combination fought many times, disrupting their plans, and killed 50 Iwagakure Jonin in an instant, which hindered their plans everywhere and forced them to surrender to Konoha first. Monkey, do you want to think about how much resentment the Iwagakure and Kyumagakure would have for the fourth Hokage? Mitakato and Manutane Kaharu agreed. What Danzo said makes sense. Hiruzen, don't forget that we concealed the news of Naruto's fourth generation son in order to protect Naruto, and also to protect the village. That's right. We can't bet on whether other ninja villages will show mercy to Naruto just because he is the future savior of the ninja world, and this will also implicate the village. Shikoku helplessly spread his hands towards Sarutobi Hiruzen. What they said made sense, and the reason for hiding Naruto's identity was similar. What does it mean to kill 50 Jonin in an instant? It's simply horrifying. If Naruto inherited the fourth generation's talent for time and space, this would definitely be something that other ninja villages would not want to see. The biggest sources of income for the ninja village are grants from the daimyo and mission bounties. The mission bounty is the basis for the survival of the ninja. The reason why Iwagakure and Kyumagakure put aside their hatred and united to declare war on Konoha was to deprive Konoha of the title of the victorious country in the Second Ninja World War and redistribute the cake. In this way, there wouldn't be so many mission commissioners from the Land of Fire coming to the rumored most powerful Konoha village to issue missions. Kyumagakure and Iwagakure paid so much, prepared for this ninja world war for so long, and sacrificed so many outstanding ninjas in the village, but in the end they were defeated by Konoha. How afraid are they of the fourth Hokage's flying thunder god? To be alarmist, if Naruto's identity as the future savior of the ninja world is not taken seriously by the other major ninja villages, then exposing Naruto's identity as the fourth generation son is gamble. Whether Kyumagakure and Iwagakure will once again put aside their hatred and unite to target Konoha. Even if they don't join forces, Union will definitely make some small moves, for example, assassination, kidnapping and other means. Moreover, compared to Kyumagakure, the target of the fourth Hokage is Iwagakure, who he hates even more. If the screen really reveals Naruto's identity as the fourth generation son, then Konoha can only pray that the crisis in the future of the ninja world is big enough, so big that it cannot do without Naruto. After all, the most important thing is to get through the current difficulties first. In this way, if Iwagakure or Kyumagakure want to attack Naruto, they must first think about whether they will become the public enemy of the ninja world. Sarutobi Hiruzen took a puff of his pipe worriedly. Whether or not Naruto's identity as the son of the fourth Hokage is exposed, he should not continue to be hated by the villagers. Although this will temper Naruto's character and make him tougher, facing these negative experiences for a long time will also affect Naruto's physical and mental health. Shikoku agreed. What the third Sama said is correct. There are many ways to hone Naruto's character and help him grow. There is no need to use this method. If the masked man from 6 years ago comes back again, it will be difficult for Konoha village to protect Naruto. Only when Naruto himself becomes strong can he protect himself. The villagers were allowed to isolate and exclude Naruto in order to make Naruto's character more resilient and prevent him from being defeated by small things. This is also the spirit that Naruto's mother, Uzumaki Kushina, wanted to pass on to Naruto. Never give up, and move forward courageously. In the past, Sarutobi Hiruzen dared to bet that Naruto would overcome all difficulties because in his eyes, no matter how special Naruto's identity was, he was just a child in the village, and when he grew up he would just be an excellent Konoha ninja. But now it's different. Naruto is the savior and everyone knows it. Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't dare to gamble anymore. What if the straw that broke the camel's back crushed Naruto and caused him to fall into darkness, resulting in the future crisis of the ninja world being unable to be saved? Or if Naruto simply watched the ninja world fall into crisis without saving it? In the eyes of people in the entire ninja world, this is the sin of Konoha village. Looking at the people in the office who were all looking at him with straight eyes, Lujiayu couldn't help but smile bitterly. Is this asking him to find a way to resolve the villagers' hatred towards Naruto? After the atmosphere was silent for a while, Shikoku spoke slowly. From what I understand, the villagers treat Naruto like this because they regard him as the incarnation of the demon fox, rather than the nine-tails Jinchuriki. If the villagers knew that Naruto was just a container that sealed a demon fox, I think their attitude problem towards Naruto would be alleviated. Danzo saw Shikoku glancing at him out of the corner of his eye, and he looked away awkwardly. After a moment, he raised his head again and uttered a puzzled "Oh, if that nine-tailed brat fell into darkness because of these experiences, then it would be perfect for him to join his roots in the future. He might be able to obtain a space-time ninja with a huge amount of chakra. Even if he didn't have the talent for space-time, the whirlpool system plus the identity of the nine-tails Jinchuriki would not be a disadvantage for him if he put some thought into it. But Uzumaki Naruto has never fallen into darkness. Danzo was like a movie star at this moment, frowning tightly. In other words, those villagers mistook Naruto for the incarnation of the demon fox, and then someone spread the word, causing all the villagers to believe that the Jinchuriki was the incarnation of the demon fox. Right. After he finished speaking, he said with an expression that justified it, "No wonder the villagers treat Naruto like this." Looking at the acting talent Danzo, Shikoku's mouth twitched. This should be. He had a hunch that the rumor about Naruto's transformation into a demon fox was spread by Danzo behind the scenes, but he had no evidence. And what Danzo said made sense. This is how many rumors are spread. One is a Jinchuriki, who is just a container to seal the tailed beast and is innocent. One is the incarnation of a demon fox, who wreaked havoc in the village during the Nine-Tails Rebellion, causing countless villagers and ninjas to lose their loved ones, including the fourth-generation couple. It is impossible for the villagers and some ninjas to be nice to Naruto. Chapter 16, We should let Madara catch him. Sarutobi Hiruzen glanced at Danzo. He also suspected that it was Danzo who did it, but he had no evidence. So many years have passed, where can I find evidence? Danzo felt slightly angry when he saw the suspicion in Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes when he looked at him. This monkey. He is soft-hearted to everyone, so he can only bully him, the dark of the ninja world. Now I still don't trust him. Danzo took a deep breath, stared at Sarutobi Hiruzen, and said in a deep voice, "Hiruzen, what do you mean by looking at me like that? The word Jinchuriki is forbidden to be mentioned in all ninja villages that have tailed beasts." Over time, the villagers all thought that Jinchuriki was the incarnation of the tailed beast, which was a reasonable thing. According to the intelligence sent back by the root spies, the Jinchuriki of Tsunagakure and Kumagakure have both been assassinated by ninjas and villagers from the same village. In other words, they also regarded the Jinchuriki as the incarnation of the tailed beast and wanted to kill the tailed beast to avenge their families. Although it is exaggerated, Killer Bee and Gaara were indeed assassinated. Most of the information in the ninja world is collected by the root. Can't he just make it up and modify it at will? Even if it was exposed, it was because the root spies recorded it wrongly. What does it have to do with Danzo Shimura? But Sarutobi Hiruzen actually believed it. A sense of guilt rose in his heart, and he unconsciously looked away, not daring to meet Danzo's righteous eyes. Sarutobi Hiruzen rubbed his nose awkwardly and said, "If the live broadcast did not reveal Naruto's identity, then after the live broadcast, we can clarify that Naruto is only a Jinchuriki, and there is no need to ban talking about Jinchuriki. I believe that many people in the ninja world have already guessed Naruto's identity, so banning it will not be very effective." Sarutobi Hiruzen sighed. Many people in the ninja world guessed it, which meant that the top leaders of other large ninja villages also knew about it, and it could no longer be concealed. Lower right corner of the screen. Baymax bit his nails pitifully. Naruto's childhood was indeed miserable. Qiu Li clicked on the blogger's homepage and found that the video had only been updated to 2. He flipped through it out of habit and saw a video. The cover of the video shows Uchiha Madara standing on a rock, looking at the Nine Tails with his scarlet Sharingan. Qiu Li then recalled some forgotten details, and he couldn't help but stand up for the Nine Tails. Don't mention that Naruto is not a demon fox. Even if he is, it seems that there is no reason for those Konoha villagers to hate the demon fox. They should hate Madara and Hashirama. And those Konoha high-ranking officials who used the Nine Tails as a weapon of war, the first thing the nine-tailed fox did after regaining consciousness was not to destroy Konoha. Did it have to thank Konoha for giving it a warm home first? Dabe also reacted, that's right. The tailed beasts are also intelligent creatures. They have been locked up in a small dark room for decades and used as weapons of war. How could they not have a temper? By wantonly killing Konoha ninjas and villagers and destroying the village, the Nine Tails was only seeking revenge for itself and venting its own resentment. It was Konoha that wronged it first. If it doesn't take revenge, should it call the police? In Qiu Li's heart, Naruto had a miserable childhood. And Obito was the one who was most to blame. Without him, the fourth Hokage and his wife would not have died. The second is the Konoha high-level officials. He just watched Naruto being mistaken for a demon fox and didn't clarify the matter. The rest is hard to sort out. Hashirama made the Nine Tails hate Konoha, and Minato sealed the Nine Tails that hated Konoha into his son's body. The village leaders and some ninjas naturally regarded the Nine Tails as a weapon of war. Everyone is somewhat to blame for what happened to Naruto in his childhood. The fourth generation who gave cheats to their sons. It is understandable that every father wants his son to become successful. Hashirama beat up the Nine Tails, then took it away and locked it up in a small dark room because the nine-tailed fox is too dangerous. Although it will not threaten him, it will threaten Konoha village, which is understandable. But he also captured all the tailed beasts except the one tail, and later sold them to other ninja villages. This is so unreasonable. It would be fine if he had an ideal family character like Madara, a villain, and there would be nothing much to say. But the character of Dazuzi, we should let Ben catch it, let Tobirama sell it. Qiu Li didn't rush to watch part 2, but clicked on the video of Madara and Nine Tails' first title. Kurama, Naruto is still gentle. Act 1. Uchiha Madara's extremely domineering voice came from the video. Nine-tailed beast, you are just a part of the scattered power, but an unstable creature lacking wisdom. Only Uchiha can guide you. You tailed beasts can only be servants of the I-Power Master. Obey. As soon as he finished speaking, a captivating red light flashed in Uchiha Madara's eyes. The nine-tailed fox roared angrily to the sky, but it was only for a moment, and the shape of Madara's kaleidoscope appeared in its eye sockets. Pure Land. After seeing Madara in the video, Uchiha Tajima was pleasantly surprised and couldn't help laughing. Ha ha ha. My Madara has awakened those eyes. Senju Fushima, I want to see how you, the Thousand Hands, can resist the Uchiha clan led by my son. There is 2 grams network on this side and 3 grams network on the other side. A smile also appeared on Izuna's face. Brother's eyes are in a different shape, and he's much stronger. After getting my eyes, he will definitely be able to defeat that guy. Hashirama Senju, right. Before the establishment of Konoha village, the Senju clan must have been badly beaten by the Uchiha led by my eldest brother, right. Therefore, after defeating the Senju, Uchiha and the defeated Senju people ended the war and established this ninja village. Thinking of this, Izune felt filled with pride as for why his elder brother didn't kill Hashirama, but instead made him the Kage. Izuna could understand this because in Izuna's eyes, his elder brother Uchiha Madara is the Uchiha who truly has love. Whose elder brother attaches great importance to feelings. The Warring States period was different from the peacetime period. During the Warring States period, people had to become ninjas and go to the battlefield at a young age. The Uchiha people rarely had the opportunity to develop feelings with their own clansmen, and their indifference to life was far beyond that of people in peacetime. They have become numb to this. When a loved one dies, one may not feel any ripples in the heart, so how can one awaken the kaleidoscope? In such an environment, the only one who can awaken a Mangekyou Sharingan is definitely an Uchiha who has love in his heart, including him. However, it was beyond Izuna's expectations that Tobirama Senju would become the second Kage of this ninja village. Could it be that his elder brother regarded Hashirama Senju as a brother, and also regarded Tobirama Senju, who killed his own brother, as a brother? Thinking of this, Izuna's heart broke. Big pot. It takes a lot of time. The other side, Hashirama seemed to have thought of something, and the smile on his face that appeared because of seeing Madara gradually disappeared. So, it was because I caught the tailed beast that caused the future tailed beast to go berserk, which caused many villagers and ninjas in the village to lose their families. In that case, what happened to Naruto? Does it have anything to do with me? But the tailed beasts are too dangerous. The war just ended not long ago. How could he let guys like the tailed beasts run around in the land of fire? What if we are used or controlled by others and attack the village? Chapter 17. You still found me. Uchiha clan land. Sasuke? Sasuke. Did you see that? This is the power of Madara-sama, Mikado. Sasuke in the room. In Naruto's sealed space, a warm current seemed to flow through Kyuubi's heart, which was filled with hatred. Is someone finally speaking up for our tailed beasts? After saying this, the Nine Tails cursed again. Damn Uchiha Madara. Damn Senju Hashirama. Video scene 2. The huge wooden figure picked up the Nine Tails, which was still wrapped in the broken Susanoo, like a chick. Nine-tailed fox, your power is too strong. I'm sorry I can't let you do whatever you want. The blogger of this video seemed to have not found the original video, so he just took a random clip. Hashirama's words were also dubbed in post-production, of course. It could also be just a joke. Konoha Naruto sealed space. Kyuubi's mind is full of question marks. The warmth that had just risen in my heart was swept away at this moment. The nine-tailed fox was furious. Rumor. This is a rumor. This scene does not exist in my memory. It's a fake. If this is how I was sealed, then that bastard Uchiha Madara must be a woman. Bastard Senju Hashirama. Bastard Uchiha Madara. I will kill you. Outside the sealed space, Naruto tilted his head. Am I the incarnation of this fox? He stretched out a hand and made a chicken squeezing motion. Kyuubi. Naruto pouted, I'm so weak. As expected, the Hokage is the most powerful. As soon as he finished speaking, his vision went dark and he found himself in a strange place. An angry roar exploded in his ears. Stinky brat. Who are you calling weak? Naruto was nearly blown away by its breath. Tsunaga Kurogara's sealed space. A certain raccoon cat was laughing so hard that he was out of breath. Ha 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 ha. That nine-tailed fox, ha ha ha, was pinched by the wooden man like a chicken. Ha 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 ha. This stupid fox. This harsh voice made Gaara's eyes bloodshot. He said coldly, even if it were you, it would be no different. Shukaku's shrill laughter came to an abrupt and pure land. After seeing this scene, Izumi's smile suddenly collapsed. This Senju Hashirama doesn't look any weaker than my big brother. So who won in the end? Did the Senju clan win? The greater the expectations, the greater the disappointment. Big pot, it takes a lot of time. Izuna shook her head firmly. No. Impossible. The Uchiha clan is the strongest clan in the ninja world. My eldest brother is the Shura of the ninja world. Ninja world. Is this the legendary god of ninja? Even the tailed beast seems so weak in front of his wood release. Can this wood release still be considered a ninjutsu? Should we say that he is worthy of being called the god of ninja? Wood release. This is the wood release of the ninja god. It's so powerful. It's simply art. This nine-tailed beast is quite pitiful. As everyone in the ninja world was discussing, the third scene of the video began. Kushina said to Kyuubi, it is certain that both you and I are unlucky. You can suppress the world, and I can suppress you. Seeing this familiar figure, Sarutobi Hiruzen, who was in the Hokage's office, seemed to be hit by a memory, and it was a critical hit like Biwa. I didn't even have time to say my last words. Asuma also kept blaming him for Bawako's death. Isn't Naruto supposed to be the most powerful ninja in the village? Why can't he even protect his own wife? Who is that masked man with the Sharingan from the Uchiha clan ninja world? She is Konoha's nine-tails Jinchuriki, Kushina. As expected, women who can be favored by Zyofan must be very beautiful. Is that so? I am guilty. I actually want to listen to the sequel of The Advent of the Immortal Emperor of Naruto again. I want to listen to it too. I thought this book was not that good before. Maybe it was because I had never seen beauties like Tsunade and Konan. If I listen to it now, I will definitely feel very involved. System? System. Are you there? Can you let the host continue to listen to the book? The Advent of the Former Emperor of Naruto. You big idiot. Get away from me and yell. Don't let others look at me like a pervert. Kushina was Konoha's previous nine-tails Jinchuriki. She was the wife of the fourth Hokage and I heard she's dead. Oh yeah. I remember now. Then I better not listen to it. After all, the dead are the greatest. Is that so? I was thinking of using it as material for a bedtime story, but forget it. Respect the dead. Well, let's continue to fantasize about Goddess Konan. Princess Tsunade is not impossible either. What about Mikado, pervert? Go away. I already have a husband. Rain Country. Nagato and Konan fell into deep thought at the same time. Nagato, is this what happened to the tailed beasts? They are also intelligent creatures, and they have suffered no less pain than humans. Does Akatsuki really want to capture these tailed beasts who have already suffered for the sake of peace in the ninja world? If that's the case, what's the difference between Akatsuki and the actions of the big ninja villages? Look at Zayanin. Is he also thinking about this? That's right. Girls are always more emotional than men. Maybe Konan feels more sympathy for these tailed beasts than I do at this moment. It seems that I can only comfort her myself. Although the fate of the tailed beasts is worthy of sympathy, the peace of the ninja world and Yohiko's ideals are the most important. Konan, this girl called Kushina is really beautiful. Especially this red one, huh? Xiaonan. This Kushina. Is her last name Uzumaki? Uzumaki Kushina. Uzumaki Nagato. Then Uzumaki Naruto might be. Xiaonan's eyes widened in an instant on screen. Act 4. The future Naruto in the sealed space turned around and said firmly to the Nine Tails, "Hey, Nine Tails. I think one day I will be able to wash away the hatred in your heart." It's all set off by Pierre's ninja world in the sealed space. The nine-tailed fox that was baring its teeth trembled. There was some complexity in his eyes when he looked at little Naruto again, but little Naruto didn't look at him. His attention was all on the screen. Wow. This guy looks like me. Could it be that he is my father, Kyuubi? At this moment, Kyuubi's expression became more complicated. It looked at little Naruto and made a melancholy expression. I didn't expect that this secret was discovered by you. There are so many ways. Little Naruto seemed to have realized something. Huh? Do I really have a father? Am I not your incarnation? Qiu Li shook his head decisively and denied. No, you are not my incarnation. Big Fox, are you my mother, Kyuubi? It roared at Naruto. Listen carefully to the voice of Old Man. Is it similar? Muai Village. Many villagers were confused after seeing this scene. What's going on? Isn't this little fox demon the incarnation of a fox demon? Think about what the little fox demon said. If you want to wash away the hatred in the fox demon's heart, maybe the little fox demon is just the incarnation of the fox demon's kindness, and the fox was the evil original body back then. What you said makes sense. Is there a possibility that this brat is not a demon fox at all, and he is a Jinchuriki just like the fourth Hokage's wife? After these words were spoken, there was silence for a moment. Chapter 18. Friendship with Shikamaru Choji. Some people didn't want to believe it. No way. Some people lost their minds. If this is true, then what does our previous behavior mean? Let the demon fox know that we hate it. The man who lost his mind earlier. As for the conversation between Qiu Li and Abai, many villagers also reacted, although it was the first generation who caused the demon fox to hate the village, and Naruto is innocent. The demon fox is not innocent. The demon fox killed my family. This is a fact. Yes. No matter what the reason, my family died at the hands of the demon fox. How can we resent the first generation? If it wasn't for the first generation who founded the ninja village, how could we have the peace we have now? He caught the demon fox, and the high-ranking adults in the village used the demon fox as a weapon of war. Wasn't it also to protect us? What reason do we have to resent the first generation and the high-ranking adults? Who should you resent, then, demon fox? Iruka stared at the screen in front of him in a daze. Does he hate the fox demon? It was the fox demon that caused him to lose his parents. How could he not hate the fox demon? But when he saw the words Naruto questioned him on the screen, he undoubtedly felt complicated. Even though he is the incarnation of a demon fox, Naruto is currently just a kid who knows nothing and can only act mischievously to attract people's attention. But now, he knew all the reasons. It was the first generation who sealed the fox demon in order to protect the village, causing the fox demon to hate the village. The fox demon was released and retaliated against the village, which led to a series of tragedies. This matter has something to do with many people, but it has nothing to do with Naruto, whom the villagers have hated for several years. Naruto just used his body to seal the demon fox's human sacrifice. There are many people in the ninja world who hold this idea. The villagers of Konoha village are so unreasonable. They actually treat an innocent child like this. Okay, stop being so harsh. The villagers of Konoha didn't know about it before. And even if they knew he was a Jinchuriki, Naruto wouldn't be treated any better. Humph. Konoha is too evil. I think they should release the Nine Tails and give it freedom. Naruto used his own body to seal the tailed beast. For Konoha, he was clearly a little hero who sacrificed himself. I hope that after today's live broadcast, the group of villagers who previously misunderstood Naruto can treat Naruto better. Lower right corner of the screen, Qiu Li moved his fingers upwards twice and returned to the original position. Click. The person who should have turned evil the most, but ended up saving the entire ninja world. 2. This video is more than 3 times longer than the first one. Qiu Li has seen quite a few short video clips about Naruto, so he knows what the content of this short video is without having to think about it. It's either passion or redemption. The reason why Qiu Li still watches it is to satisfy the little desire to share in her heart the Naruto in Another World anime has only been completed with over 100 episodes, so there must be a lot of plots that we haven't seen yet. It took Qiu Li more than 3 months to watch all 720 episodes of Naruto. The live broadcast time is only 1 to 3 hours each month. It is definitely unrealistic to let this group of people from other worlds watch Naruto again. Then we can only go with the flow. There is not much time left in the live broadcast, so I won't watch other videos today and just watch Naruto video. Starts dinner table. While picking up some food, Akamaru asked his father Naruto, "Why is everyone isolating Naruto? Did that guy do something?" Naruto was silent for a moment, then asked, "Shikamaru, what do you think of that child? How do you see it?" Shikamaru thought for a while. "I don't have any opinion either. Although that guy is stupid, he is quite interesting. Although I don't particularly want to be friends with him, I won't isolate him either." Shikoku smiled and said, "Really? Then just do it the way you like." Screen to Ninja School. Naruto seemed to be talking about something with Shikamaru and Shaji, and the three little guys were laughing happily. Came Iruka's stern voice. "Naruto, Shikamaru, Shaji, the three of you go stand in the corridor." Classroom door. To Naruto's left stood Shaji, and to his right stood Shikamaru. Naruto lowered his head. "I made Iruka-sensei angry again," Tongzi whispered. "Naruto, I have some snacks here, do you want some?" Shikamaru leaned his back against the wall, the corners of his mouth slightly raised. After a while Iruka came out. "How about it? Have you guys reflected on yourselves?" As a result, he saw three little guys sleeping while standing. Iruka said speechlessly, "You guys are awesome." After saying this, Iruka closed his eyes and took a breath. A sly smile appeared on his lips. He walked to the sleeping Naruto and shouted, "Ah!" Naruto suddenly woke up and was startled. Iruka's prank was successful. He looked up and laughed. After school, the streets of Konoha. Tongzi turned to Naruto and asked, "Naruto, do you want some snacks?" Little Naruto is also welcome, thank you. After walking for a while, Naruto found Iruka surrounded by three beauties. "Hey! Look over there, I found the lecherous Iruka-sensei." Shikamaru leaned over and suggested with a serious face, "Naruto, use that move." Naruto's face also turned serious, and he asked in a low voice, "Are you serious?" Shikamaru raised a wicked smile and nodded along with a silly Chaji. Naruto ran directly behind Iruka and shouted, "Teacher Iruka." Iruka turned around with a slightly red face. "Isn't this Naruto? Still wandering around outside so late?" Naruto doesn't talk nonsense. Seduction technique. With a bang, a beautiful woman with blonde hair and twin ponytails appeared, and the mist beneath her made her figure vaguely visible. Iruka's eyes were wide open, but his pupils shrank to the size of a needle tip, and his nostrils were bleeding. Finally, he could not hold it back anymore, and two streams of nosebleed gushed out like waterfalls. Evening. The three said their goodbyes, Shikamaru and Chaji waving at Naruto goodbye. "Naruto bye." Naruto. Little Naruto looked at their backs and waved, "See you tomorrow." Shikamaru's voice came from a distance. "See you tomorrow, Iruka? Does that mean I still recognize Naruto in the future? Even though I in the video always believed that Naruto was the demon fox who killed my parents." After a moment, the complexity in Iruka's eyes disappeared, and he muttered in dissatisfaction, "How can I be so lustful? This video is as fake as the fact that the ninja world sure is a woman." Madara in the Pure Land sneezed, and he snorted in disdain. Looking at Naruto on the screen, he thought, could this Jinchuriki kid have stopped my Moonai project in the end? No. It shouldn't be. This kid is the savior. If stopping the Moonai project is considered saving the ninja world, then what is the Moonai? A plan to destroy the ninja world. Madara narrowed his eyes. So, it was Uzumaki Naruto who voluntarily gave up the 9 tails in his body for the sake of peace in the ninja world. Thinking of this, Madara looked at Naruto on the screen with a look that softened inexplicably. He whispered, "Naruto, if you're really willing to hand over the 9 tails for the sake of peace, I will naturally not let you die like this." Chapter 19. Uncle Lee is the best. Nara-clan. Shikamaru sat at the table and thought, is this the reason why Naruto didn't turn evil? Nara Yoshino smiled and said, "It seems that my Shikamaru has a part to play in saving the ninja world in the future. But I don't know Naruto yet." "It doesn't matter, we'll get to know each other in the future." Shikamaru scratched Pineapple's head. "I wonder if I can see what I will look like when I grow up." In the live broadcast today, Hokage's office. Sarutobi Hiruzen wiped the blood from his nose. He was thick-skinned and not embarrassed. He smiled happily and said, "I didn't expect that Naruto actually has such a powerful secret technique hidden." Beads of sweat the size of beans slid down the back of the heads of several people present. "He didn't expect you to be such a third Hokage in the sealed space." Naruto made a big face and shouted happily to the 9 tails, "Look, Big Fox, this is the friend I will make in the future. I will have friends in the future. Sooner or later, one day, I will become Hokage. Be recognized by everyone." The Nine Tails looked at Naruto with drooped eyelids. It pulled Naruto in and wanted to harm him, but seeing Naruto like this, if it were to be more aggressive towards Naruto, wouldn't it seem a bit weird? Nine-tailed Fox laid down irritably, propped up the fox's head with his paws, and said impatiently, "I know. Stop making noise." The screen changed in front of Ichiriko Ramen. The tiny Naruto had his hair wet by the rain. He stood by the door, looking at the uncle in the store. The hand-beating uncle noticed little Naruto and waved at him. Little Naruto was startled and retracted his hand that was holding the door and hid aside the hand that hit the uncle just dropped. Little Naruto came back upside down. This adorable look made many people in the ninja world smile. I feel like Naruto was much cuter when he was a kid than that Uchiha Sasuke. I think so too, especially since little Naruto's eyes turned white with fear just now. It's so cute. Ha ha ha, wouldn't it be nice if my son was this cute? No wonder people in the other world are so exaggerated. If I saw this little Naruto, I would also have the urge to hold him in my arms and ravage him. Right, this video is so immersive. Seeing Naruto make friends, I am actually happy for him. Yet, when I see Naruto feel wronged, I will also feel wronged. When I see Naruto happy, I will also be happy. It's amazing. On screen little Naruto looked at the Ichiriko Ramen in front of him and opened his mouth into an O shape. He widened his blue eyes and looked at Uncle Ichiriko expectantly as if asking again, "Is this for me? Eat it. This is for you." Next scene, while making ramen noodles, he asked, "What's wrong? I haven't seen you for a while." Naruto looked at his back and said with a silly smile, I stayed in the hospital for a few days." After a moment, AM brought the noodles to Naruto. Naruto stared blankly at the super deluxe ramen in front of him. Anyone could see how touched he was at that moment. Uncle, the hand type, just waved his hand. "Stop talking, eat quickly." Next scene, just as he was about to close the stall, he saw Naruto passing by with a dejected look on his face, so he asked, "What's wrong, Naruto? Do you want some ramen?" Naruto had banged even lower. "Forget it, I don't have any money." Shadow laughed and said, "Then wait until you succeed and then give it to me." Naruto, who was originally dejected, suddenly became energetic and asked in surprise, "Really? Real?" Naruto said excitedly. "Great." While Naruto was eating ramen, he drew a coupon with his hand. The coupon only read, "Naruto eats as much as you want, valid forever." There is also a greedy and cute little expression in the lower right corner in the Pure Land. When Kushina saw this, her nose felt sore and tears once again slid down her cheeks uncontrollably. Her voice was obviously trembling as she spoke. Thank you for taking care of Naruto, boss." Minato had tears in his eyes. He quietly watched the hands on the screen adding noodles to Naruto. The gratitude in his heart could not be expressed in words. Ninja World, the boss of Ichiriko Ramen, is so nice. I'm going to go to Konoha to eat ramen. Just for his kindness, I'm going to pay him 10 times the price. I want to go too. I want to see this kind boss with my own eyes. Maybe I can even meet the future savior of our ninja world. I can't wait. I want to go now. When will the live show end? Let's not rush to end it. Maybe we will see more important information. Sealed space. Naruto sniffed with a touched look on his face. Uncle Ichiriko is the best. Kyuubi looked disgusted and ignored him. He changed his posture and continued watching the screen. Divine space. Obito's eyes were deep when he saw this. He could no longer deceive himself, and a sense of guilt did arise in his heart. Even if, only for a moment, the Moon Eye project must succeed, he has no other choice. On screen at this point, the next person has been played. That was little Naruto fishing alone by the river after it got dark. Naruto was alone, feasting on the grilled fish. Just then, an old face full of wrinkles came over to Naruto and sniffed the grilled fish that Naruto was chewing. Naruto seemed to notice something and moved his eyes towards the old face. Naruto was startled. "Who are you?" Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at little Naruto kindly. "Don't panic. I'm just an old man passing by." After saying that, he turned his head to look at the 2 grilled fish on the fire nearby and sniffed them. Naruto tilted his head in confusion, then looked at the grilled fish. At this moment, Sarutobi Hiruzen's stomach made a gurgling sound. At just the right moment, Naruto had a smile on his face and finally couldn't help laughing out loud. Sarutobi Hiruzen was also infected by little Naruto's laughter and laughed out loud too. As he laughed, a grilled fish was handed to him and a childish voice sounded in his ears. "Grandpa, I'll give you this." Sarutobi Hiruzen took it without hesitation. "It looks delicious, thank you." After taking a bite, Sarutobi Hiruzen praised, "This is really delicious." After receiving recognition, Naruto coughed proudly. "This is the fish I caught. Of course it's delicious." After eating, Sarutobi Hiruzen looked up at the sky. "Look up at the stars. Those stars are the same as the sun in our world." Naruto looked up when he heard that. Sarutobi Hiruzen asked, "How is it?" Amazing number, right? The sun, is it the huge fireball during the day? Sarutobi Hiruzen said with emotion. Yes, this world is very vast, Naruto admired. Grandpa, you know so much? Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Naruto and opened his arms. In front of the vast world, human existence is really very insignificant. The joys and sorrows of our insignificant existence are really not worth mentioning. Naruto looked at the sky and murmured, yes, the world is very vast and boundless. At this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen's stomach growled again. Chapter 20 Sonati. For a moment, this harmonious and friendly atmosphere was filled with children's laughter. After an unknown amount of time, Naruto's mushroom soup was ready. Grandpa, mushroom soup, do you want to eat it? Can the old man have a taste too? Grandpa, what you said is very interesting, really. But is this mushroom soup okay? How can you know if you don't try it? Makes sense. Konoha Hokage's office. Sarutobi Hiruzen smiled. If he remembered correctly, that was the first time he saw little Naruto being alienated by the villagers. He looked very sad, so he took the time to comfort and enlighten little Naruto. As for that pot of mushroom soup, the smile on Sarutobi Hiruzen's face froze for a moment. Pure Land Kushina grumbled in dissatisfaction. What's wrong with that stinky old man Sande? Naruto looks like he's already 3 or 4 years old, right? How come Naruto doesn't recognize him? You never took care of Naruto before, and now you have the nerve to ask Naruto for grilled fish. You even have the nerve to eat the mushroom soup that Naruto made himself. She kept chattering, and she sounded more and more aggrieved. I haven't eaten anything Naruto made yet. Konoha Village. Anbu. An unconscious smile appeared on Itachi's face. He admitted that Uzumaki Naruto was 3 times as cute as his own. Odo on screen. Next scene, Iruka watched Naruto throw the paint bucket at the third Hokage's nose and couldn't help but say, that kid is hopeless. Third Hokage, think about what happened just now. Just let me be Naruto's instructor. Sarutobi Hiruzen turned around and looked at Iruka, whose face was full of resistance. Iruka, as you can see, everyone is troubled by little Naruto, and his pranks are getting worse and worse. Everyone is a little bit unbearable. Although I think the teacher's duty is to discover the strengths of students. But if Naruto can't graduate from school, he can't become a ninja, and he will be a gangster in the village all his life. Iruka quickly said, wait. Third generation, I think there must be someone else who can. Sarutobi Hiruzen interrupted him and said, if Naruto doesn't have a mentor, then I have no choice but to let him leave the ninja school. After hearing this, Iruka slowly lowered his head. I don't know what to do if he doesn't become Naruto's mentor. Will it ruin Naruto's life? Sarutobi Hiruzen comforted him. Relax, no one will blame you for being Naruto's mentor. Even if he doesn't graduate from the ninja school in the future, it's not your responsibility. Iruka realized something was wrong, and with a look of resistance on his face, he quickly said, please wait a moment. The old man pretended to be stupid and smiled. What? Did you accept it? Iruka was dumbfounded. Huh? The old man pretended to be stupid, just like a naughty old boy. He smiled and said, really? Really? Iruka, you are really Naruto's savior? In the Pure Land, Tobirama shook his head helplessly and said, this monkey, so naughty. You are already so old. Ninja world. Many people were puzzled by the third Hokage's behavior. Why do we have to let this guy be the savior's instructor? Is there no other outstanding ninja in Konoha village? Yeah, this guy looks mediocre. Why do we have to let him be Naruto's instructor? No matter how I look at him, I can't find any good points in this guy. He's even lascivious. Naruto is a Jinchuriki after all. Can't the third Hokage find a stronger teacher for Naruto? This guy named Iruka looks very weak. The third Hokage really doesn't care about Naruto at all. I think so too. I hope that after knowing that Naruto is the savior, the third Hokage and the high-ranking officials of Konoha can pay more attention to Naruto. Dessert, get lost in front of me. On screen, Iruka watched as Kakashi sat on the bench. He walked over and sat down next to Kakashi. He held his head with his hands in pain. I have no idea how to get along with Naruto. I am not qualified to teach Naruto. I see, Kakashi said meaningfully. Is that why he died? Iruka was stunned. Kakashi reminded, your eyes. Iruka lost in memory. I want to pass on the will of fire I learned from the third Hokage to future ninjas. When he said this, Iruka's eyes were sparkling, but now, yes, his eyes are dead after becoming Naruto's instructor. Kakashi looked at Iruka with a sidelong glance and said in a calm tone, if you don't open your heart, the other person won't open his heart either. You won't forget this self-evident truth, right? Iruka sighed and gave his reasons. Naruto is the incarnation of a demon fox, and the enemy who killed my parents. During the Nine-Tailed Fox Rebellion, He was still cheering for his parents. Looking at his parents' fearless backs, Iruka naively believed that they could definitely kill the nine tails that destroyed the village, but to protect the village, to protect everyone in the village, his parents never came back. Iruka continued, every time I see him appear in front of me, the image of the nine tails will forcefully drill into my mind. So, Iruka said softly, for someone like me, I don't think Naruto will open his heart to me. Kakashi looked at him and said, you are the only one who can make Naruto open up to him. This is, Kakashi paused, stood up and looked at Iruka, your trial? Try to respond to the expectations of the Sandaime. Hearing Kakashi's words, Iruka fell into memories again. In memory, in front of Iruka's parents' tombstone, the young Iruka cried out to the third generation with tears in his eyes, I won't be sad. Mom and Dad protected the village from the fox demon. I am the son of a hero. Even if I become a human, I won't be sad. These are also my tears of joy. After hearing what little Iruka said, Sarutobi Hiruzen suddenly hugged him into his arms and comforted him softly. Don't say it, I know you always cry alone with your knees hugged, but you are not alone. Iruka's eyes widened with tears. Sarutobi Hiruzen hugged little Iruka and said with a gentle smile, because all Konoha ninjas possess the will of fire. Pure Land Hashirama smiled with satisfaction and said, the successor chosen by Tobirama is not bad, right? Previously, in his opinion, Sarutobi Hiruzen was also a very good candidate. So both he and Tobirama have good taste. The other side, after seeing this scene, Tobirama himself expressed his satisfaction. He had his reasons for choosing Monkey to succeed the third generation because among his disciples, only Monkey and Mirror have always abided by the first generation's will of fire, but Jing is too young, only 1 year older than Tsunade, so monkeys are naturally the best choice. In addition, Monkey's talent is one of the best he has ever seen. Chapter 21. The will of fire is too extreme. Konoha, the third generation master, is always so kind, whether it's to the descendants of heroes or to us villagers. Yes, I really hope that Sandaime-sama will be the Hokage of Konoha for his entire life. Iwagakure. This old guy is just putting on a show, brother. Even though we have a grudge against Konoha, it's just a show for two of us. Isn't that a bit unreasonable? That's right. You have to be smart even if you are evil. If you are evil like this, you will only lower the overall average IQ of our Iwagakure village. Hey, you two guys. I was scolding Konoha? Oh, that's right. This Sarutobi Hiruzen is really disgusting. That's right. His expression looks so fake. The fourth Hokage of Konoha village only fought against the Ob combination a few times against the Hidden Cloud village during the last Ninja World War, but his reputation of Yellow Flash came from killing them, the Hidden Rock village. Although it was a war, there were many ninjas in Iwagakure who lost their family members and companions because of the Yellow Flash. How is it possible that they don't have any hatred towards Konoha? But they didn't think about the fact that they, the Iwagakure, had caused many Konoha ninjas to lose their families and companions. Just as the saying goes, the endless revenge between ninjas seems like a curse of fate. At this time a solitary barrage floated by. Will of fire, wherever the leaves fly, the fire cannot be controlled and the flames will illuminate the village until it is burned down. For a moment, everyone in the ninja world noticed this barrage. The three Iwagakure who had just been discussing the third Hokage suddenly burst out laughing. What a will of fire, another Iwagakure said sarcastically. Is this true? Is this really the will of Konoha village? Isn't Konoha's will too extreme to burn down the entire village? In the ninja world, many ninjas who were hostile to Konoha village were amused and laughed out loud. Is this the will of fire of the Leaf village? I have learned something new. No wonder Konoha village can defeat other big ninja villages in every Ninja World War, because they can burn themselves. That's right. Haha. It's because they are burning. Yes, they can even burn down the whole village. Which ninja village can withstand this? Konoha. The people in the Hokage's office looked at each other. In the end, it was Sarutobi Hiruzen who sighed first. No matter what, they are all from the creator's world. Without the ninja world they created, there would be no us, so it's okay to make a joke. As for the impact, we just need to strengthen education in the future so that the villagers and ninjas don't misinterpret the true meaning of the will of fire. Pure Land Izuna believed it. The will of this ninja village is so extreme, he felt that this will of fire was even more extreme than that of the Uchiha who opened the main Gekyo. Izuna looked anxious. This will is obviously crooked. The Konoha ninja village cannot be burned down. His elder brother also contributed to the establishment of this village. As a young Uchiha senior, Izumi is obviously very fond of this ninja village jointly established by the Uchiha and Senju on screen. After Naruto painted the Hokage rock with paint, he was caught by Iruka. Iruka sat on the Hokage rock, looked down at Naruto wiping the paint and said, "I won't let you go back until you clean it up." Naruto said nonchalantly, "It doesn't matter, I'm going home anyway and there's no one at home." After saying this, he lowered his head and continued to wipe the Hokage. Iruka was silent. It seemed that he was thinking about his experience after losing his parents. He had experienced the loneliness of being alone. After a moment, he said, "Naruto?" Naruto looked up at him, pouted his lips, and said in a dull tone, "What happened this time? How should I put it? After you clean up all that, I'll treat you to ramen tonight." The expression on Naruto's face instantly turned into surprise. His tone returned to its former vitality, and he was suddenly full of energy. "Great. I'll do my best." Many people in the ninja world smiled when seeing this scene. This teacher seems pretty good. My impression of him has changed a lot. Isn't this good? Iruka thought Naruto was the enemy who killed his parents. He is still so nice to Naruto, which means he has recognized Naruto now. Naruto really likes ramen. When he heard Iruka invite him to eat ramen, he immediately became energetic. "If I were Naruto, I would also like to eat ramen. The boss is so nice." Besides eating the noodles he makes, Naruto can only go fishing by himself. No one in Konoha village will sell him anything, right? Hearing this, the person next to him was a little confused and turned around. "Huh? What did you just say? I didn't hear clearly. Can you say it again?" "What do you mean by eating the noodles he made?" "Ichiriko Ramen Restaurant," he said with a smile on his face. "Naruto-chan really likes the ramen I make. This is recognition of his cooking skills from the future savior of the ninja world. Then give him a few more coupons next time he comes." On screen turned dense. Kyune shuriken shot towards Naruto and Iruka. Iruka sensed the danger and pushed Naruto away, causing his thigh to be stabbed by the Kyune Mizuki, standing on the tree. Asked Naruto, who was carrying the book of seals, to hand over the book of seals. Naruto was stunned by the scene before him. Iruka pulled out his Kyune and told Naruto not to give the book of sealing to Mizuki, saying that Mizuki was just using him to steal the book of sealing. Mizuki, who was standing on the tree, sneered at Naruto. "Naruto, Iruka is afraid that you will get the scroll." Naruto was stunned. "What?" Mizuki looked down at Naruto and said, "Then I will tell you the truth. After the incident 12 years ago, the village set a certain rule. It is a secret rule that only you, Uzumaki Naruto, cannot know." Naruto's face was covered with sweat. "Only me? What is the rule?" Because Iruka was stabbed in the thigh by a Kyune, he could only shout anxiously, "Shut up, Mizuki." Mizuki ignored him and continued to explain to Naruto, "It is a rule of the demon fox that you must never reveal Uzumaki Naruto's true identity." Naruto was dumbfounded. He knew this. The villagers had always said this to him. Seeing that he didn't react, Shumu added with a wicked smile, "In other words, you are the nine-tailed demon fox who killed Iruka's parents and destroyed the village." Hearing this, Naruto froze. Iruka tried to get up, but failed. He closed his eyes and yelled, "Shut up." Mizuki continued to say to Naruto, "No one will agree with you, even Iruka hates you." With that, Mizuki pulled out a giant shuriken and threw it at Naruto. "Go to hell, Naruto," Iruka yelled. "Naruto, get down." Naruto crawled back a few steps in fear, and after hearing Iruka's roar, he obediently lay down and held his head tightly with both hands. Hearing a puff sound, Naruto turned around, his pupils trembling slightly, and looked in shock at Iruka, who was protecting him. Under him I saw that the huge shuriken had already pierced into Iruka's back. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 22. Danin number 039, Get me wrong, he died in my hands. Blood flowed from the corner of Iruka's mouth and slowly dripped onto Naruto's face, but Naruto's expression was still dazed. Naruto looked like he couldn't believe that teacher Iruka would use his body to block this huge shuriken for him. Naruto asked in a trembling voice, Why, since I am the murderer of your parents, why did you save me?" Iruka looked at Naruto, who was protected by him. "Because we are the same. After my parents died, no one praised me, and no one recognized me. I am not talented, so I always do stupid things in class to attract other people's attention. Even though I am excellent, no one noticed me, so I kept doing all kinds of stupid things. It's really painful." At this point, Iruka burst into tears. "Right, Naruto. You must be lonely, right? You must be in pain, right? I'm sorry, Naruto. If I were more reliable, I wouldn't let you have such memories. How ridiculous. Mizuki on the tree grinned at Naruto. Iruka has always hated you for killing his parents. He said all that just to get the scroll back from you. If a broken heart had a sound, then everyone would hear the sound of Naruto's broken heart. At this moment Naruto pouted in grievance and withdrew his gaze from Iruka. If the aggrieved look of little Naruto makes people feel distressed, then the aggrieved look of young Naruto is really heartbreaking. Naruto exerted force on his ankles, and the small figure suddenly rushed out and ran away into the distance. Iruka didn't bother to wipe away his tears. He stretched out a hand and shouted at Naruto's back, "Naruto, Moai village." Sarutobi Hiruzen stood up suddenly, looking angry. There is no need to think about it anymore. This Mizuki is a spy planted in Konoha by other villages. The purpose is to steal the sealed book. That's not all. He almost made Naruto fall into darkness. He called the Anbu and ordered, "Notify the Uchiha security forces and have them arrest Mizuki as soon as possible and put him in Konoha prison." Yes. Hokage-sama. Just as the Anbu were about to retreat, Danzo hurriedly called out to them, "Wait." Then he looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen and said, "Hiruzen, the Uchiha cannot be trusted right now. Besides, they are still under the surveillance of the Anbu. I think it would be more appropriate to send the Anbu or the root." Sarutobi Hiruzen ignored Danzo. He glanced at the Anbu and said, "Go and notify them." Danzo said with an unpleasant expression, "Hiruzen, aren't you afraid that Uchiha will secretly let Mizuki go? If Mizuki is a spy of the Sand Village, then Uchiha secretly used Mizuki to contact the top leaders of Sand Village, defected from Konoha and joined Sand Village. Have you thought about the consequences of this?" He knew why Sarutobi Hiruzen did this. He just wanted to express his trust to Uchiha through this matter, but Danzo couldn't tolerate it. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at him and said, "The Uchiha regard the honor of the clan as more important than anything else, so they will not do that. Even if they are dissatisfied and want to stage a coup, they will only target the high-ranking officials of our village." Danzo narrowed his eyes. "Hiruzen, you have to know that in many cases, a policy of mercy is not the best option." Sarutobi Hiruzen ignored him. Danzo recalled that he once asked Kakashi to assassinate Hiruzen, but after the matter was exposed, Hiruzen still treated him lightly. "I remember that he mocked Hiruzen's policy of mercy at that time. This ninja hero is already old. The position of Hokage should be inherited by the Hawk faction." Naruto's house held space. Naruto showed the same aggrieved expression as the young Naruto. "Is this true? Did my future mentor's parents die in my hands? Was he so nice to me? But it was all just an appearance." The nine-tailed fox on the side propped up the fox's face with his paws and said nonchalantly, "Don't get me wrong, he died in my hands." "Huh? That's right," Kyuubi scoffed. "What a stupid brat." Pure Land. It is said that women are made of water, but who would have thought that spirits might also be made of water? Kushina sniffed and wiped her tears. Naruto, a 12-year-old boy, had experienced all kinds of treatments. But because of Mizuki's words, he still showed that aggrieved expression. The reason he felt so aggrieved was that Naruto had already accepted Iruka in his heart, and Iruka's words also resonated with Naruto. Later, he believed the words of that bastard Mizuki and thought that Iruka had a purpose for what he said to him. "I thought Iruka actually hated him secretly in his heart." Naruto looks careless, but he is actually very sensitive and delicate. Thinking of this, Kushina lowered her head, her whole body trembling uncontrollably, and tears fell down in big drops on screen while chasing Naruto. Iruka stood in front of Naruto and asked him to stop, but Naruto directly hit Iruka with his head. Iruka was knocked flying and slid on the ground for several meters. When he stopped, he looked back at Naruto. "Why? Naruto, how do you know I'm not Iruka's?" As soon as he finished speaking, the transformation technique was lifted and Iruka returned to his appearance as Mizuki. Naruto sat on the ground, enduring the pain in his thigh, and bared his teeth. The transformation technique was lifted and Naruto returned to his original form of Iruka. "Because I am Iruka, this wave of operations impressed many people in the ninja world." Ninja world. Someone jokingly said, "It should be said that with his combat IQ, I am completely confident that he will be the teacher of the savior. It seems that there is no need to worry about the future. The transformation technique really makes the Konoha ninjas very skilled, especially Naruto." Well, I also approve of Naruto's transformation technique. The video on the screen continues. Mizuki walked up to Iruka, put his hands on his hips and asked, "What can you gain by protecting that guy despite your parents' hatred?" Behind the tree, Naruto, holding the Book of Seals, pricked up his ears. Iruka just said, "I won't let the scroll fall into the hands of a bastard like you." After hearing these words, Naruto behind the tree's ears drooped suddenly, and he looked obviously disappointed. Mizuki spread his hands and said, "Naruto is the same as me. As long as he uses the ninjutsu on the scrolls, he can do whatever he wants. It is impossible for Naruto, the demon fox, not to use the power of the scrolls. That's why he said that Iruka was afraid that Naruto would get the scroll. Naruto hugged the scroll tightly, thinking to himself, it is so. Teacher Iruka doesn't approve of me in his heart either. At this time, Iruka's voice came into Naruto's ears. If he was a demon fox, he would indeed do this. But Naruto is different. That guy is an excellent student that I recognize. He works hard and is very focused, but he is not smart enough. No one recognizes him. He understands the pain in people's hearts. He is not a demon fox, it's Uzumaki Naruto from Konoha village. Naruto held the book of seals in his arms, tears streaming down his face. Iruka's voice is very infectious, bringing tears to the eyes of many sentimental people in the ninja world. It seems that Iruka is Naruto's best teacher. Iruka is indeed a good teacher. He is so kind-hearted that he can even recognize Naruto. Chapter 23 Unwashable Hands. I'm sorry, I thought Iruka was a pervert who was brought down by Naruto's transformation jutsu. After I got to know him better, I realized that I had a huge misunderstanding of him. Iruka, you will become a great teacher in the future. Konoha Hokage's office Sarutobi Hirozen laughed and said, why are you all looking at me, Hirozen? I was wondering why you insisted on Iruka being Naruto's instructor before, but now I realize that there is really no one more suitable than Iruka in Konoha? Sarutobi Hirozen nodded mysteriously and smiled. It's my foresight, everyone in the field, Dark Itachi praised. Iruka is such a good teacher, with such a good teacher in the ninja school. Sasuke won't have to worry about him at least in the next 6 years. Pure Land Minato felt mixed emotions as he looked at Naruto crying while holding the book of seals on the screen. He could naturally see that this would be the beginning of Naruto gaining recognition from everyone through his own efforts, but Naruto's experience over the years, what parent wouldn't feel distressed? On the other side, Hashirama felt that this was the will of fire. Tobirama also highly praised Iruka's character Sealed Space Big Fox. Did you see that? I will be recognized by teacher Iruka in the future. What are you so happy about? You in the real world haven't gotten his approval yet. Hearing this, Naruto's mood gradually became depressed, and the invisible tail behind him seemed to shake much slower. I envy my future self so much, having friends and teachers recognition. Kyuubi snorted. What a fool on screen. There are only about 30 seconds left in the progress bar of this video after the scene where Naruto cries while holding the book of seals. The graduation exam appears in the video. Naruto put his hands together. Seduction technique. Iruka fell to the ground with another nosebleed after getting up. Iruka stuffed 2 balls of paper in his nostrils and roared at Naruto. You big idiot. Don't create such boring ninjutsu, Iruka. If I say I'm not a pervert, will anyone believe me? It's over. Completely over because of Naruto. Now the entire ninja world knows that he is a pervert from now on. He no longer recognizes Naruto. Otherwise he was afraid that he would remember this incident as soon as he saw Naruto. The scene on the screen changed. Scenes flashed across the screen one by one. A picture of Naruto and Jiraiya walking side by side. The scene of Naruto sleeping against Jiraiya. The scene of Jiraiya handing Naruto an ice cream. The scene of 2 people arguing face to face. It looks very cozy. Minato in the Pure Land murmured softly, Jiraiya Sensei. The end of the video. Kakashi used the 1,000 years of death on Naruto. He said that these people took good care of Naruto, especially the last one. At the same time, a barrage of comments quietly passed by. Eyes that can't be closed, hands that can't be washed. This reversal caused the entire ninja world to go crazy. Kushina, Watergate, Kakashi, Itachi, Lin, Obito, Hatake Tsukumo. Dark Itachi glanced at Kakashi and unconsciously moved away from him. With obvious vigilance in his eyes, Kakashi's mouth twitched. He stood up and subconsciously took a step forward. Itachi, listen to my explanation. I'm not that kind of person. Just this step was enough to frighten Itachi into having a stress reaction. No. Don't come over here. Just stand there. Don't move. Kakashi didn't want Itachi to misunderstand that he had any special fetish, so he could only stand there and explain helplessly. Itachi, you believe me, Captain Kakashi. This cannot be explained. The entire ninja world has seen it. Kakashi looked up sadly. Wouldn't that make me the recognized pervert in the ninja world? He seemed to have returned to the darkest time 6 years ago. At that time, he lost Obito, Rin and his teacher. His life was dark and he felt that this world was hell now. Because of this unwarranted millennium killing, he was back to the original starting point. But that comment was talking about him, right? The eyes that cannot be closed refer to Obito. The hands that can't be washed clean don't refer to Naruto, but to Lin. After seeing this scene, Iruka felt inexplicably better for some reason. Perhaps, This is the mutual understanding between people, Pure Land Kushina gritted her teeth. Minato. Look at the good students you have. The other side Minato first sighed. Kakashi's personality has changed a lot over the years. Then, he asked in confusion, but why did he do this to my son? Ninja World white-haired pervert. I thought this guy in the mask was pretty cool, but I didn't expect him to be such a creep. That's right. As the leading Jonin, isn't it too much to treat Naruto like this? Is this the famous Sharingan Kakashi in the entire ninja world? His ultimate move is really terrifying. I will not accept any missions involving Kakashi anymore, no matter how high the reward is. I will stay as far away from him as possible. This fear comes from Kakashi's physical skills. On the moon Kaguya looked at Kakashi deeply. Although this move doesn't work on someone like her, it is extremely insulting. Simply speaking, even Kaguya was a little afraid of him after her seal is lifted. She will definitely kill this guy first. Lower right corner of the screen, Qiu Li was flipping through a video that interested her when her cell phone beeped. Ding dong. A message pops up in a prompt box. Qiu Songayan, I finished my work today ahead of schedule. I happen to be free now. Can you come out and meet me? There are not many people who can call Qiu Li the ultimate otaku out of the house, but Qiu Songayan is definitely not one of them. But the mouth is short, even though the other party had forced it into his mouth. But Qiu Li still replied to him. No time. Qiu Songayan replied almost immediately. I think you have a big misunderstanding about me, so I want to meet you. Although this is my first time being a father and I have no experience as a father, I think that as long as the father and son have a good chat, all misunderstandings can be resolved. No time, then I'll go to your house to find you. Qiu Li's expression changed. He replied, I'm not free today, maybe next time. Qiu Songayan, okay. Then I'll wait for you to call me and I'll pick you up when I have time. Or I'll ask you next time when I have free time. Qiu Songayan knew that this would only cause Qiu Li's disgust, but he did it anyway. Perhaps for him, the result is more important than the process. As long as the goal is achieved, the misunderstanding between him and Qiu Li will be resolved, and the relationship between them as father and son will be eased. Muai village Uchiha clan land. When Fugaku saw what Qiu Songayan said, he was obviously stunned. All misunderstandings between father and son can be resolved through a good chat. Then, Fugaku's eyes became brighter and brighter. In fact, Fugaku knew very well how much Itachi hated the Uchiha. And he also had an unshirkable responsibility in this matter. It was also him who pushed Itachi further and further away time and time again. During the last Ninja World War, he took the 4-year-old Itachi to the battlefield and let Itachi see the cruelty of war, which caused Itachi to have an extreme value for peace since childhood. Chapter 24. Believing in your lies. When Itachi was 7 years old, he was praised by the third Hokage for having the thinking of a Hokage. Fugaku was once proud of this, but now, he has realized it. What is Naruto thinking? It is the mindset of preserving the interests of the majority even at the cost of one's own life, just like the second and fourth Hokage. But Itachi is far more extreme than them. The Uchiha was about to go to war with the village, and Itachi wanted to abandon his clan and side with the village in order to keep peace. Will help the village eliminate the family. So, what if the village is going to be an enemy of the entire ninja world? Will Itachi help the ninja world for the sake of peace? Will he also help the ninja world and destroy the village? It can be said that Itachi's current extreme thoughts were created by him. Fugaku fell into deep self-blame. What he wants to do most now is to pull Itachi's heart back from the Uchiha clan. At this moment, a line of subtitles appeared on the screen. Sasuke, Hashirama, I believed your lies. Pure Land. When Hashirama was named, he was stunned for a moment. I'm already dead. How am I related to this Uchiha baby? Tobirama pondered for a moment and murmured, could it be that my elder brother betrayed this Uchiha child? But my eldest brother is clearly dead. Tobirama's pupils suddenly contracted and he raised his head abruptly. Immortal reincarnation, what will happen in the future? Madara's eyelids twitched. I always feel like something bad is going to happen. It looks like the information exposed this time is related to me. If his plan were exposed and the ninja world responded in advance, his resurrection would undoubtedly be greatly hindered. Short Book Street. Tsunade exclaimed, Grandfather. Konoha and Itachi perked up a bit when he saw Sasuke's name on the title at the same time. Everyone in the Uchiha clan also cheered up. Uchiha clan land. The Uchiha were talking among themselves. I think little Sasuke will be stronger than that Uchiha Itachi guy when he grows up. Didn't you see the previous video? Sasuke almost beat Itachi to death. It was obvious that Sasuke won in the end. I feel like that Itachi guy let us off, not to mention, anyone who knows Itachi and Sasuke thinks so. Don't mention the traitor who killed Shiso in a surprise attack for Konoha. That guy. He doesn't even deserve the surname Uchiha. Humph. That bastard Itachi has obviously sided with the village and handed over all our information to the village. What a traitor. The Uchiha clan has a strong sense of collective honor and is very united. Even if there are some dovish members in the clan, they will never abandon their clan when the Uchiha clan is about to stage a coup. All the tribesmen knew clearly whether the coup was right or wrong, but they, the Uchiha, have always helped their relatives and not their friends. Besides, the clan's coup was forced by the village, who can stand being monitored by the Anbu all day long? Those high-ranking officials are just short of showing their distrust and exclusion of the Uchiha clearly on their faces. Sooner or later, they will take back everything their clan has lost. Fugaku, Mikado, and Sasuke also perked up at the same time. Indoor Sasuke rubbed his hands expectantly. When I grow up, I will be able to fight my brother. I will definitely be very strong. This time, maybe I will see my future self. All the Konoha high-ranking officials in the Hokage's office were staring at the screen intently when they saw Hashirama on the screen. Their pupils all trembled. Is this the reincarnation of the second generation? Doesn't it mean that our enemies at that time are likely to be those powerful people who have already died? Did Orochimaru do this? Looks like Konoha will have to hunt for Orochimaru again after the live stream ends. Didn't Jiraiya say that he's been searching for Orochimaru? After all these years, there's still no result. On screen the impure world Hashirama, whose back was pierced with a black rod filled with chakra, turned his head slightly. He opened his mouth and shouted, "Wait!" Not far from him, Sasuke turned around and looked at Hashirama. As soon as the 17-year-old Sasuke appeared, the Uchiha clan went wild. The Uchiha clan members were talking about this. "Cute little Sasuke, you will grow up to be a handsome young man in the future." Tisk tisk. How come young Sasuke gives me the feeling that he is stronger than Shisu and the current Itachi? He is obviously not that old. Besides, his ninja talent is far inferior to that guy Itachi. Yeah, at such a young age, you already have such a strong aura. You must have awakened those eyes, right? Sasuke may be the hope of our Uchiha clan. He may very well become the strongest of the clan. Humph. Don't compare that Itachi guy with little Sasuke. Little Sasuke is much more obedient than Itachi when he was little. Is that true? Although Itachi is a traitor to the Uchiha clan, I remember that guy was very well behaved when he was a child. I saw it with my own eyes. When Uchiha Itachi awakened his dual Magatama Sharingan at the age of 8, even the serious Lord Fugaku showed a happy and joyful expression on his face. As a result, I saw from a distance that Itachi secretly clenched his fists, but then he smiled at Lord Fugaku. Uchiha Itachi is such a hypocritical person. He is only 8 years old, but he has such deep thoughts. Hiss. Now that you mention it, I suddenly feel that Uchiha Itachi is really terrifying. Uchiha Itachi, how can he live up to the expectations of his clan and Lord Fugaku? He is a traitor to the clan. Quan, who was standing by, listened to her tribesmen criticizing Itachi. Her eyes lowered and she looked a little depressed. Itachi must have been in a lot of pain at that time, right? Itachi awakened his Sharingan after losing his companions, but Lord Fugaku only praised Itachi for his talent, and always proudly believed that his son should be so outstanding. But Itachi lost his companions at that time. Pure land. A bad feeling in Madara's heart became stronger and stronger. He had a hunch that the things that were going to be exposed in this live broadcast must be things that he didn't want to expose on screen. Hashirama said, "Uchiha boy, I want to teach you a technique." Hearing this, everyone in the ninja world was shocked. Would Hashirama Senju teach a young Uchiha boy ninjutsu? What technique? The big Buddha who pinched the nine-tailed fox with his bare hands, Sasuke on the screen asked doubtfully. Jun, Hashirama said in a deep voice, "Yes. Madara, he took away my senjutsu chakra. What I want to give you is a technique that can respond to that senjutsu chakra and bind him," Sasuke suggested. "Then you do it yourself. You are a reincarnated body, so you will recover quickly. Why don't I pull the thing off your back?" Konoha Hokage's office Sarutobi Hirozen said solemnly. As expected, Uchiha Madara has also been released by the impure world. It seems that Madara has caused considerable trouble to the ninja world. Even the first generation can't do anything to him. Is Orochimaru crazy? He even dared to use the impure world skill on Uchiha Madara. Country of Earth Unoki's pupils suddenly tightened. Cheyenne's Higuro Orochimaru sneezed. Dao, who was standing by, was very observant and quickly handed over a tissue. Rain Country Nagato and Konan tensed up a little in front of Uchiha Madara. The question of whether Naruto is the son of the fourth Hokage can be put aside for the time being. The Hashirama on the screen lowered his head and said, "The black stick on my back has blocked the acupuncture points, and I can't continue to gather chakra. And you'd better not touch this black stick. I will give you all my remaining chakra to stop Madara." Pure Land Tobirama was surprised. Huh? Even my elder brother can't stop Madara. Chapter 25. The live broadcast ends. Izuna laughed excitedly, and said with pride, I knew it. My elder brother is the strongest in the entire ninja world. How can Hashirama Senju, a man who plays with wood, stop my elder brother? Madara heaved a sigh of relief. If that's all, then there's no need to worry too much. The problem is not big as long as he's resurrected. He can solve all the troubles to him. Ninjas are nothing but a bunch of chickens and dogs, and the tailed beasts are nothing but a bunch of beasts. His cells are stored in black Zetsu, so it is not difficult to resurrect him. Izuna, you must be watching too, right? Then let's take a look at the heroic figure of Big Brother in the future. Looking down on the entire ninja world, a smile appeared on Madara's face. He could already imagine Izuna's expression when she saw his Rinnegan on screen. Sasuke asked, I am a member of the Uchiha clan, why do you want me to go? A smile appeared on Hashirama's face, because you look a lot like Madara's younger brother, Uchiha Izuna. So what? What does this have to do with stopping him? Hashirama explained, Madara was originally a very kind person. He loved his brother very much, was religious and pious, so he gave you a chance to live. Hearing this, Sasuke fell into memories. In memory he stabbed through Madara's shoulder with a knife. Madara closed his eyes and held the tip of the knife tightly. Madara was not angry at all, but said to Sasuke calmly, it would be a pity to kill you with these eyes. How about this? We are both survivors of Uchiha. Why don't you join forces with me? Many people in the ninja world felt a little breathless due to Madara's aura. They swallowed, held their breath and continued to stare at the screen. Some people are wondering why Madara has no eyes. Some people are worried, where are his elder brother's eyes? On the screen, Hashirama said to Sasuke, if you go, you may be able to stop Madara by non-violent means. Pure Land. The bad feeling in Madara's heart rose again. He felt like he would kill this Uchiha Jr. Izuna rubbed his chin. He just looks like me, but he's not me. If it were me, I could certainly stop Big Brother with non-violent means. But this Uchiha Sasuke definitely can't do that. But since he looks so much like me, Big Brother should show mercy to him, right? The people from the 5 major ninja villages looked solemn. Why doesn't Naruto come out to stop Uchiha Madara? Shouldn't he be very powerful? Is Uchiha Madara's strength really that exaggerated? Even the god of ninja can't stop him. The scene on the screen changed. Sasuke held the Kusanagi sword and rushed towards Madara below. Good chance, but before he could stab Madara, his body was fixed in midair by a piece of crystal, and the Kusanagi sword fell to the ground. Madara pulled out the Kusanagi sword from the ground and walked slowly towards Sasuke. Itachi in the Anbu clenched his fists tightly. Madara on the screen walked up to Sasuke and said, in order to protect something, you have to sacrifice something. As he spoke, he raised the Kusanagi sword and pointed it at Sasuke's heart. Tobirama, who was nailed to the ground by several black sticks, spoke to stop them. Stop. Madara. Madara ignored Tobirama and continued, no matter if that person is a close friend, a brother, or even your own child. When he said this, with a swish sound, Sasuke's heart was pierced by the Kusanagi sword, and he vomited a mouthful of blood. The dirt on Tobirama's face fell off in several pieces, and he cursed, Ben. You bastard. Izuna, I was originally happy to see the Samsara eye in my brother's eyes. Tobirama, Hashirama, Uchiha clan members, Fugaku, Mikado, Sasuke, Itachi. Dark Itachi's Sharingan popped out, and he stood up suddenly, allowing the chakra in his body to explode. He looked at Madara on the screen, his eyes filled with violent murderous intent. Kakashi didn't care about the shocking Madara's Samsara eye at this moment, and hurriedly stood up to comfort him. Itachi, calm down. Now these are things that haven't happened yet. We already know the information, and we can definitely avoid this from happening in the future. Itachi looked at the 7 large words that appeared on the screen. This live broadcast has ended. He was so upset that he no longer even rejected Kakashi's approach. He stood up expressionlessly. He now has a new goal, that is, kill the masked man Uchiha Madara. If you mess with Sasuke, I will kill you even if I know I can't beat you. As for Madara's right eye, he suspected that Madara got it from somewhere in the future, so he replaced his right eye. Uchiha clan land. Did Sasuke die at Madara-sama's hands? And what's with the Rinnegan in Madara-sama's eyes? It's not good. The final crisis of the ninja world is actually Madara-sama. Madara-sama looks like a completely alive person. Could he have been hiding in some corner of the ninja world? But how could he be so young? Lord Madara won't come to cause trouble for us, right? After all, it was the Uchiha who betrayed Lord Madara for the sake of peace and stability. Is little Sasuke dead just like that? Not yet. By the way, Senju Tobirama's attitude towards Sasuke seems very strange. Could it be that our coup d'etat has failed? Isn't it possible that Tobirama Senju didn't know about this? If the coup failed, how could little Sasuke still be alive? It is also possible that our coup was successful and Senju Tobirama had no choice. His attitude towards Sasuke was simply his acceptance of his fate. You make sense. Haha, I wonder how many people were worried about the last video of this live broadcast. Young Shura of the Ninja World plus Rinnegan. No one knows where the Rinnegan in Madara's eyes came from, but the facts are right in front of us, and it's hard not to despair. Moreover, in the future, even those who had long since died came out to fight. Are all the powerful men in the ninja world combined unable to stop Madara, who possesses the Rinnegan? Then, the savior Naruto seems to be their last hope. Pure Land. Madara said in despair. No. Izuna. Don't believe this video, it has no beginning or end. This is definitely not my truest thought. I said this because Yoshirama once said these words to me. I was just responding to that guy, Izuna said aggrievedly. Woo, whether it is a close friend, a brother, or even your own child, you will kill them? Sacrificing me, then what are you protecting? Brother, you have changed a lot over the years, you disappoint me so much, Tajima said with relief. What Madara said is right. As a ninja, you should abandon these useless emotions and achieve your goals. Madara, I am proud of you. Let the Uchiha name resound throughout the ninja world. The stage of the future belongs to young people like you. Hoshirama blamed himself. Did I kill that Uchiha baby? I really can't do anything. Madara. Do you really hate me so much? Tobirama sneered and mocked. Huh. Madara, you really don't have any femininity at all. After he finished speaking, his eyes gradually closed and he fell into deep sleep. Before Madara's soul fell into deep sleep, it sneezed loudly. End of this chapter. Thank you so much for reading until the end. Don't forget to give it a like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription or donation encourages us to continue. Thank you all. See you in the next video.